Good night, good night. Am I losing my voice? I hope not. Good night, everyone. Good night. This is the Cranksman back again. CM subject, different dear. Thanks for joining. I don't think I'll have too many people on tonight, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I want to do this quick. No, long show. Family, welcome back to the show tonight. And we're talking about something deeper than tactics or lineups. We're talking about more like governance, power, and the integrity of Jamaica football. Right now, one man will more power than anybody else in a football history that we can think of. And we have to ask this question. Is this allowed under FIFA rules? Is this ethical? Is this good for Reggae Boyz' interests? Or is this a conflict of interest? Best case, best example. So good night, Shauna. Thanks for joining. We also deal with this narrative, which is, I heard it mentioned by someone today, said, if not speed, who else? If not speed, who else? People, I'm not taking any call yet. If not speed, who else? Right? And we'll examine what he said about himself, which is, I almost never failed at anything I've done. I think that was in August 3rd. I think I saw it in The Observer, when he was going for the position of technical advisor. And that has not been substantiated because Jamaica failed to automatically qualify for the World Cup under his technical leadership. And it's alleged that he said once that he preferred to sell a player than go to the World Cup, which I find very interesting take. And forgive me, people, I'm going through my little soliloquy first, then we can talk. Right now, one Dega man, have 6 positions in the football community. He's JFF Board Member, he's Chief of Technical Committee, he's National Senior Head Coach, just appointed. He owns Cavaliers, he's Sporting Director of Cavaliers, and he's Head Coach of Cavaliers. To me, this is unprecedented. There have been in the past maybe 1 or 2 instances where somebody has coached a football team and run a national program, but it not last too long. Probably an interim basis just to get something done. This is what I call extreme power consolidation. And this is exactly how conflicts of interest arise. Some people may say, well, speed is not necessarily, how does FIFA rule apply? He's not a FIFA official. So can FIFA really intervene? And if you hear me and him going back in the past about this, he said FIFA has reviewed them and they're okay. Well, his additional role now sort of changes everything, if that was ever the case. So the concept of him not being a FIFA official doesn't marry or matter, because FIFA defines an official as any board member, committee chair, coach, or technical leader of any FIFA-affiliated association or club. And JFF is a FIFA member. Therefore, all JFF board members, committee chairs, national coaches fall under FIFA ethics code. Now, under Article 19 of such code, which is around conflict of interest, the FIFA Code of Ethics clearly states that all officials, including board members, committee chairs, and coaches at any FIFA-affiliated association or club, are subject to the conflict of interest rules. This explicitly refutes the claim, if someone wants to make one, that he's not a FIFA official per se, because he's part of the JFF and he's part of the board and he's part of the association. The code requires anyone bound by it to refrain from performing duties, especially in preparing or participating in decisions where there's an existing or potential conflict of interest. In such instance, they must disclose and recuse themselves when such conflicts exist, and they cannot use their official position to benefit clubs or businesses that they may be involved with. And their penalties, such as sanctions for violations, include reprimands, fines, suspension, bans, the normal ban from football-related activities. Now, the ethics code apply to all conduct that damages the integrity or reputation of football, and this coverage includes every official, administrator, and coach within FIFA's direct and indirect jurisdiction. FIFA has also, in recent years, we know what happened with FIFA way back when in the Jack Warner era. But in more recent years, they've strengthened its conflict of interest regulations, not only for agents, but also for officials, because they want to emphasize the transparency and a prohibition on participation in a situation where one's impartiality may be compromised. Now, FIFA does not outrightly ban holding multiple positions, but it prohibits performing those roles when interest conflicts and expects immediate disclosure and recusal to prevent unfair advantage, favoritism, or collusion. Now, when you hold 6 positions, and his JFF roles include the board member and technical chair, his national team role is the head coach for the national team, his club role is owner, sporting director, and coach. These overlaps allow a number of different things. Influence over national selection, right? Because you're picking the team. Unlike the situation where he was the technical director and can influence the coach, there's no technical director, chief technical committee. He was chief technical committee, not technical director, to influence decisions. So he might make a decision by himself, him and his coaching staff, not like before where he would oversee and make override decision. His role allowed him to provide direct benefit to club players, to players for his club. Them participating in the national team can increase their transfer value. We see that with Richard King. We see that with Busy Atkins. And people may say, well, he didn't influence that. That's your perspective. And he can have involved in policy making that affects his club. So when you have conflicts that arise with his club, how does that work going forward? Now, Speed said now I must never feel at anything, football business, anything. And he's more equipped than ever to help the Reggae Boyz. Those are quotes from him. But under his technical leadership, Jamaica has been failing, at least more of late, in the last 2 years. You think about Gold Cup, you think about Copa, you think about World Cup qualification, which is probably the easiest one we'll ever get in my lifetime. And we haven't qualified for this World Cup, which some people say was soup. Soup get hot like fire. So he has great confidence, and one could say arrogance, but hasn't materialized in the outcome on the field, at least not more recent in the last year or two. So claiming invisibility is exactly why we have governance boundaries on people. That's why it exists. Nobody, whether in general life, and we're seeing that in the US, in politics, or in the football arena, should have unmitigated power, unchecked power. It's dangerous. And this concept that if not Speed, then who? And you look at Sharpman, I said that. No governance should depend on one man. It's not our job as the public to find replacement for the role. The JFF conducted no search. They didn't have a short list. They have no interview. You hear me say all the time to them, when we have had engagement in the public domain, you have to have succession planning, and you should have a list. You should have 3, 4, 5 people, like how Brighton does. You have some clubs or examples. One, the Zerbi go, somebody jump in them place. Right? Somebody goes, you got to replace them. So this view that he's the only alternative because he's got continuance, he's a continuance of failure. You can't manufacture scarcity. What that does is predetermine outcome. So if we say we have nobody and we have to default to him, it predetermines outcome. No top footballing nation allow a board member, club owner, coach, technical committee chair to hire themselves. Nobody. And frankly, man himself. It's a false dilemma. There are tons of coaches out there. There are only so many coaching jobs in the world, and a ton of people want those jobs. The number of jobs are minute. The number of coaches are out there are significant. JFF own constitution requires adherence to FIFA code, avoidance of conflict of interest, recusal where necessary. But it's only in paper form because it's not utilized. And even if the media stays quiet or support this decision, the rules do not. And it's inconceivable to me that some media personnel have the audacity to come in the public domain and talk about, well, me call Speed, me and Speed of the conversation, and then want me to take anything that they say when we know they're not objective. Now, I've had conversation with Speed, right? Not in the last few weeks. And the conversations a lot of times are very, very difficult, right? Very, very difficult because I believe in being a principled person, standing up for transparency and the fact that things should be done the right way. I have no problem with someone having a conversation with someone or engaging them. Or if you're a friend, disclose it, but you can't comment on it because you're not adding any value. Rudolph and I are not friends. I'm not even sure we're associates. And I'm sure he's probably very perturbed at me for coming to the public domain. And you guys who have followed this channel know we have had battles in the past where Rudolph have said he's done with YouTube because of my engagement with him. And people were shocked that I had dinner with him when I went to Jamaica because I'm not in the enemy business. I'm in the business of trying to get us to a good place by whatever means necessary. Now, what can FIFA do? FIFA can investigate if they're informed, because they can go investigate something they're not informed about. They can provide sanction. They can suspend official. They can intervene. And they can do what they did in Trinidad, install a normalization committee. They can do all of that. It's not okay for one person to have 6 roles. I know that ethics in Jamaica seem like a far-fetched thing in some instances, but FIFA ethics do apply. FIFA forbids conflicts, and if conflicts occur, there are measures to be taken to correct those conflicts. Jamaica failed to auto-qualify for the World Cup, which is inconceivable, given the as I'm saying in Jamaica in the old day, the butter zone we have. He was the technical advisor. He was the chief technical committee. He was a board member. His hands are all over this. The JFF Constitution demands better, but I think it's just on paper. It doesn't matter. And FIFA can intervene. Now, I'll say one thing, last thing on this matter before I open the floor for comments, questions, and phone call. The one thing that we're all forgetting in this whole equation, we're all forgetting, and we have not focused on enough, is that there's actually someone who has been elected to run the JFF. And the buck stops with that individual. So that individual is as culpable, that individual is more culpable than Speed because the final decision rests with them. Now, hear me talk about the president, Michael Ricketts, and my respect for him as an individual and as a person, and how when you meet him, you will not meet a nicer person. But this is not about being nice. This is not about, how professional or how courteous or cordial the person is. It's about the person operating in a capacity and serve the capacity that they've been elected to do. And this has not materialized. The president is an absentee president. I like the president as a person, but the president is actually more culpable than Rudolph Speed. Because a lot of the decisions that are made around the football and around who does what, the final stamp of approval comes from the president. I see where before in the past he got rid of Vin Blaine for the girls because the girls pushed back really hard on Vin being the coach, and they came up with a number of rationale why. And he made a decision that change has to be made. And he brought in Lauren, who they wanted. And then they subsequently fired Lauren because he couldn't get along with, or he had to run in one of the board members. And in this case, we're being told that Rudolph is the best choice for the role. Now, if we look at the substance of that question and that rationale, What has Rudolph done to assume the head coach for the national team for the Reggae Boyz? When you're looking for a coach for a role, you're looking for a number of significant attributes. You're looking for leadership qualities. You're looking for their resume. What have they done? How have they done it? Where have they done it? And can you see them accomplishing the goal? Do they have a relationship with the players? Because we've been told it's a continuum and continuity is important. Does he have a relationship with the players? Really? You think the players appreciate Rudolph? You think Rudolph has been the leader that exemplifies what it is to be successful as it relates to the Reggae Boyz? Cavaliers, the team that he runs and owns, have done fairly well. But Cavaliers, or Cavalier, because there's no S on it, has not gotten out of the CONCACAF region or have not won a game in CONCACAF, and he made it to that round 2 years before this year. They didn't beat any team or even draw with anything or even scored one goal against that team. And when we talk about style of play and system of play, what is Cavalier's style of play and system of play? Do we see us playing any semblance of football against any of these two teams we're going up against that would give us any chance to win with speed at the helm? What's he going to play? Play kick and run football? He's going to play the ball long and hope he gets to his destination? Rudolph is a smart man because you don't achieve what he's achieved personally and professionally and in the sporting world unless you had some modicum of intellect. But sometimes that can get you in trouble. And to have the audacity and the gumption to fail miserably and to then want to assume the role as head coach and be provided that opportunity, how does that work? And then I hear a lot of people in the local media are silent or talk in circles when it comes to this. They do not. I don't hear anyone. I'm going to call this out too. People ain't going to like me saying this and they're going to get mad at me, but even the local YouTubers are walking eggshell when they talk about this. The pushback is coming from YouTubers who do not reside in Jamaica. Now, there's different reasons for that, I would assume. But some of the local YouTubers, they're walking on eggshell about this. They'll make comments, but the comments are not substantive. And don't forget about the local traditional media. They're all over themselves. Or some of the local persons in the football community. Not necessarily officials, but those who are fans. It's amazing to hear the narrative. I don't hear them saying, hell no, a lot of them. What I hear is, well, he owns it, so he should finish the job. Or now, look, beating Congo, if we even beat New Caledonia, beating Congo is a big deal. I mean, they have 10 players who are overseas, and they have another player who's injured who didn't play against Nigeria. Wissa, who used to play for Brentford, now at Newcastle, who didn't play the last game, so he's going to join their team. So they're a formidable opponent. Nobody's invincible. But the task is huge and need a strategist, someone who can come in and in a very short period of time, get the players to a good place. And the first question you ask is, well, you say this, but who should it be? Well, that's what the JFF is there for, isn't it? Shouldn't the JFF have had a list of interval succession planning? They were going to get rid of McLaren after the World Cup anyway, which is only 3 months subsequent or 4 months subsequent to March. So why wouldn't they have a list of candidates? And if it's going to just be for a short-term basis, well, you know what? Maybe it's a test case for that person who you were going to hire anyway to come in with the view that, look, you perform well to get the job. You don't perform well? Hey, you got to go. Right? I think that's how that should be. But it's very, very disappointing and very, very disturbing to hear us say, well, we have no other choice. And if it's not Rudolph, then who else? That is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Obviously, we only have one person who has the qualification, and Rudolph doesn't have a pro license, so I thought we had to hire a pro license coach. That's what I was hearing. But he has the main thing that is important to locally based individuals. He resides on the ground in Jamaica. And he has influence in the media. And if they don't acquiesce to him, they don't get interviews. And he generates views and he generates engagement. So therefore, if that is the case, hey, he's the man. So it's interesting. It's disappointing. It ain't gonna get no better. It's a symptom of larger Jamaica and how Jamaica operates. I find it very hard to. This is what I know, people. When you fail, you don't get rewarded. I see Track Pack saying the same thing. Track Pack, you and I thinking alike. I didn't really see your comment. When you fail, people should get rewarded. I don't. You know what? I should know this. It's a good question. I should know. Well, Rudolph is not going to work for free as a coach. Come on, we're paying McLaren $400,000 or $500,000 a year. He's not going to take that much because the JFF is strapped for money. I was told the JFF is strapped for money way before the Gold Cup. Way before the Gold Cup from a very reliable source. And I've gotten communication from Jamaica. There are people in power of influence says done with JFF. Done with JFF. I can't believe the appointment. I'm still trying to digest the appointment. Now, the JFF gets money from FIFA. He gets money from gate receipts, from sponsors, and from the government, and whatever source can get it from. A lot of stuff going to dry up, I'm not sure the football program is going to be sustainable going forward, given the sources of revenues won't be what it is. You think Jamaica will get 20,000, 30,000 people in the stadium anytime soon for any game, practice otherwise? Yes, if they beat New Caledonia and Congo, I'm sure they will. But are we optimistic on that? So the situation is dire for the football program. And instead of trying to make a change, now maybe part of the rationale for selecting Rudolph is that they have monetary constraint and therefore they can afford to pay him. But if they're bringing in Miguel Coley as his assistant, I'm sure Miguel is not working for free. Why couldn't he get the head coaching job? I'm still trying to figure out how these decisions are made, and it's weird. I have never seen somebody have so many roles. Let me put them up again. People have enough roles, enough people. Look at the roles. There's a lot of roles enough for one person to have. Plus, he have a day job too. Because if my understanding is right, he runs a credit union, doesn't he? And he's on trustee he has a bunch of other roles. So this is just the sports roles. And he's going to do all these roles plus this other day job. It's amazing. Man is AI. He must be AI. Because only AI has that ability to do that many roles. I find it really interesting. They're afraid of the new coach? No, I don't know. Maybe it's a money issue. I don't know what the issue is. Or maybe it's, we ain't going to qualify, so put anybody a job. What can you tell them to motivate them? Good question. I don't know. Can't think of anything at the moment. Nah, you know what? He's not accountable to anybody but himself. Because the president is a figurehead. Michael Ricketts is a figurehead, so Rudolph does what he wants to do. That's very obvious. Right after we crashed the World Cup, Rudolph came out on, KLAS, and was fielding questions. And Rudolph is smart enough. Rudolph was managing the situation and trying to provide the view that he was taking accountability, but he wasn't. He deflects and put it all on McLaren. Now, Rudolph selected McLaren. Rudolph hired McLaren. There was much pushback when he hired McLaren, including yours truly, that this was what I call a lazy hire. And frankly, Rudolph's hire is another lazy hire. The JFF is lazy. The JFF is lazy like McLaren. McLaren was lazy because he did no work when he first came. He didn't invest in himself. He didn't invest in the program. He didn't spend time learning his craft and learning the players and learning the environment, learning the culture, and learning how. He ran back to England as soon as he came, took his money and went back home, go relax. And then late in the process, he started looking at a few players and going to a few games. Meanwhile, when Tuchel went to coach England, he's been on the ground even before he was supposed to leave Germany, going to games and watching players. It's crazy how that works. Good night, Keisha Lumsden. Is it Keisha Lumsden? Yeah. Look, the players are going to do what the players do, right? Players are going to do what the players do. They want to play, they want to win, they want to go to the World Cup. Players are not going to get into the politics. Some players may, but most players are not going into the politics. What they want to do is qualify for the World Cup. They can play in a World Cup. That's the drive of a lot of players. And they probably shouldn't get involved in it with the politics. That's not their prerogative. Let the fans and the media, let the fans handle it, because this media is not much of a media. The media on the ground is not much of a media. Can you imagine this happening in England, people? Can you imagine the headlines? Can you imagine the salacious stories? The tabloids would go crazy. They would be eating this up. They'd be loving this. While in Jamaica, they go... when you read the paper in Jamaica, people, there is no editorial comments on this. What you see is they're reporting what other people have said or what the situation is. They had taken no stance and given no position. It's amazing. And a lot of the YouTubers too. Some of them who were from official media and now have their YouTube channel. It's not one of them, it's a lot of them. I haven't seen any one of them come out and said, and I haven't necessarily covered every one of them, but what I've seen is very disappointing. Very disappointing. If you're the architect of the failure, how come you don't want to come out of it unscathed? Or just a little bit scared? I mean, I don't understand that. I am totally confused. You guys are, I don't know if it's soft or you, well, you tell me what it is, Bam. You tell me, Bam. Why is it that the local YouTubers who go hard at people and use the most crass words sometimes, why are they all now, euphemism is the name of the game for them? Why are they so mild? Why are they not saying anything? Why are they not going hard? You explain that to me. Forget about traditional media. They're useless anyway. But what about the others who are in social media? Why are the YouTubers in social media and others who have those platforms, why are they so mild in their comments? Why are they just talking in generalities and topical versus substantively? Why are they not pointing out the fallacies and the failures and the ineptitude and incompetence? Why are they not doing that? I am totally confused. Yeah, I'm totally confused. I don't understand it. So you're a YouTuber, Bam. You tell me, Bam. You are a YouTuber. Unseen a YouTuber. We have a call Unseen. Like, I'm like, come on and tell me, say, me chat nonsense. Well, Unseen work for Cavaliers anyway. Are they is all YouTubers compromised, Bam? Are they all compromised? And one in press pass. Okay. So are you telling me I have no press pass in the future? Oh, that's probably the case anyway. I mean, I'm trying to understand people. I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand, seriously. Because when I look at the media, when I read the Gleaner, I read the Observer, I haven't read the Star, I listen to the channels, I listen to TVJ. I don't hear, you'd expect there's a little man in Jamaica who have him thing, and him have him 2-minute segment. You would expect him to come on and say, this can't work because this man is a failure. You're none of that. And then man, they want to come criticize people. Man, go away. As you like to say, go away. You're a fraud. The man, they are fraud people. Fraud. Biggest fraud ever. If not Speed, then who? Merati. I didn't know Speed made coaching and I didn't know he was the only coach in Jamaica. I thought we had a coach in Jamaica who was Jamaica's most successful coach. I think Tapper's accomplishment is much better than Speed. Speed never coached an international team. I just find it hard to believe that the level of complacency in Jamaica is what it is. But it gives you some reality check, right? You get reality check. Because if somebody can fail as miserably as that, grab defeat from the mouth of victory, grabbed it, hold it up hard, and then we say, oh, you know what? We love what you did. You take over. Wow. I would assume that it's a money issue, part of it. But it's a money issue. You go hire Coley. They want to give Miguel Coley the job. Give him a test job. Let's see what he does. Because this coach who takes over the role won't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff, on the field. But they have a lot of time to get themselves together. They have 3 months minimum to get themselves in a good place, to engage with all the parties involved, and to do something. But as Hogrimson had said, in the New York Times article, McLaren would last 2 months, and McLaren came in with that view. So then he became a politician, which killed him. And I had no faith in McLaren before he came, because I know his history. And my faith got my faith in him, or lack thereof, was confirmed when I went to St. Louis to watch Jamaica play against the USA. And I'm watching the first half of the game, and I've said this before, and I see Robinson playing inverted and just running rings around us, and they're destroying us. And we had a decent team then. We had the Baileys and the Grays and all that. So we had a decent team, and Hayden was there too. But what was interesting about the game was he made zero adjustment in the first half when they're getting killed by the same play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I sat there saying, this person either is incompetent or doesn't have the ability to recognize situations and adapt accordingly, which to me is still in the same thing, which is they're not competent enough for the job. And as time progressed and we play more games and you see how he manages the team, you realize he's over his head. And the person was hired by Rudolph Speed. Hogrimson fired Jamaica because of Rudolph Speed, mainly because of Rudolph Speed. John Wall was reassigned or let go because of Rudolph Speed. And then John Wall went to FIFA, filed a complaint, and JFF had to pay him. So JFF had no money in the people. They have to pay off John Wall. And then they don't make no money from World Cup. And they make then the money tight. They make some with money the other day, but money tight. We are all divided in the media, and the space includes you. What is that? What are you trying to say next up? Elaborate. What do you mean divided? We take sides, yeah. But if you're media, you should be independent. So are you saying you're not independent next up? Are you saying you're not independent? Because I am independent. I can talk for myself. I can't talk for you or anybody else. All right? I'm independent. And by the way, people, I promise myself, no matter what people say, I'm gonna, I shouldn't say not. I'm gonna try not to get perturbed. I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna go with the flow. Oh yeah, they have major money problems. I was told this back in April, May, from a reliable source, that there was major money issues. And that the Gold Cup was going to be key to help alleviate some of that money problem. And you know what happened at the Gold Cup? Meaning you have to advance in the Gold Cup to really get money, and they didn't advance. And it's expensive to run a football program. Very, very expensive. Speaking of fly all over the place. You get money from FIFA, but it's very expensive to run. You don't see the Times was telling you, the New York Times telling you about players now economy, and they probably have to upgrade their own money and all this stuff that's happening. Tickets not booked appropriately. Now, who's responsible for booking tickets for players and all that? I've been told that player will get the itinerary an hour before them supposed to fly out. It's sad, people. It's sad. There's so much stuff you get from so many sources. It's interesting. Yeah, look, stand together is an interesting point, which is if someone we don't. I don't know if we're gonna stand together. But here's it next up, which is this. So suppose I agree that you should be fired, and you would disagree you should be fired. We won't stand together, right? But we should lay out what the issues are. We should lay out what the challenges are, and we should provide all the facts and circumstances, and then people draw their own conclusion. It's interesting that Dennis leaves and we immediately have money issues. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one there. I'll just say, I think Dennis believes in governance, and Dennis believes that things should be done a certain way. And Dennis grew up in a corporate environment, things are done a certain way. And people wanted Dennis out. I know that for a fact, by the way. So he went and got another big job someplace. Yeah, no, people, I'm not going to go into the details, but I'll say, Dennis made the right decision. Let me put it that way. If you can't change a company, then you have to just leave and go someplace else. Dennis made the right decision. He made the right decision. Everybody want to operate the way they used to, and if you have new people come in to change things, it all goes back to the president and the people. It goes back to Mike Ricketts. It all goes back to Mike Ricketts. Don't believe this is just something about Rudolph or the GenSec or the media person or the manager. No, it's all go back to Ricketts. He's the final say. He oversees everything. He was elected to run the organization, not for the organization to run him. And that's what's happening. It's the latter versus the former. Right? It's the latter versus the former. And right now, the way it stands, the president is not doing a good job. And it's very difficult for me to say that because I've met the president. I've talked to the president. I've interviewed the president. He's the nicest person you'll ever meet. But this is not about being nice. This is about being effective. And he's not effective in his role. And it's very disappointing. And for us to be sitting here tonight, all of us, having this conversation, this engagement about not going to the World Cup is actually unbelievable. When you sit back and think about it, when you saw the zone that we drew in, when you saw how we were playing way back when, before we played BVI, because remember we went to Copa, didn't do well at Copa, but still, we were playing with some of the better teams in the world. In the Venezuela and the Ecuadors of the world. So we're playing some of the better teams. But I still think it's unbelievable where we are today versus where we were. And in fact, we're in a zone with teams rank, we were the top ranked team by a good distance, and we come out failing miserably. We were the third best team in the zone in terms of how on the field performance, which is ridiculous. Now, people, I always ask you to hit the like button, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But if you want to hit it, hit it. If you don't want to, your prerogative. Yeah, and that's true actually, because by the way, I'm doing the Arsenal game tomorrow, so I'm starting that transition myself. I'm doing the Arsenal versus Tottenham game tomorrow. I've decided to do much more EPL than I've done in the past. And the Jamaica football is going to slow down now. I think if the JFF was really smart, frankly, what they would have done is do a pretend search for about a couple of weeks, and then say, do a pretend search, but in the background, do what they need to do, and then later say, we did a search, we don't see anybody, Rudolph's the job. When the temperature wasn't as hot as it is now, and people were sort of taken aback by what transpired and having none of this. I saw this petition come around today. It was signed by 160 some people by the time it get to me. I'm not sure the petition is going to do anything. People don't do anything. Go find it from FIFA if this is okay. Yeah, the president is a nice person, and this is a job for sharks, not for nice people. You have to be a shark in this job. You can't be a very nice person. You have to make difficult decisions. Yeah, I mean, Copa was difficult for us. We didn't get slaughtered. We lost, what, 3-0 to Venezuela, 1 to Ecuador. And if Algrimson started the team in the right position, it wouldn't have been that way. He made some changes he shouldn't have. But Algrimson, at least defensively, was difficult to beat. And I think if he was in this zone, he'd have figured it out. McLaren was horrible. McLaren spent time trying to run for office when there was no office to run for. He spent time trying to appease people, telling us how good some footballers were when, like, we were idiots. And all he did was, every time he opened his mouth, he lost credibility. And then we have him being put in a very structured environment where people are trying to manage what is asked of him and manage what he said. And it would just become throwaway. People start being very dismissive of him, which is never good for a coach. Right? You can't put the person in such a structured environment they can't even breathe. You're trying to protect them so much they can't say too much. You can't ask too much question. After a while, it gets so robotic that it was ridiculous, nonsensical, and that didn't add value. Unseen, I was calling you earlier. Unseen, I was calling your name. My question is, Unseen, since you're on the program, Unseen. Do all the YouTubers in Jamaica support Rudolph Speed being the coach for the national team? Because I haven't seen one contrarian view that clearly says, no, we don't want him as coach. Like you're hearing from me and others who don't live in Jamaica. So what is it? Call your phone. Me not call your phone, actually. Me sure me call your phone for. You have my number. You can, if you want to call it, call it. You have the number. Call the number if you want to call the show. You want me to call you? Nah, sir, you call the show. You have the number Unseen. You know, people, I'm put the number on the screen. People don't come to stay long enough. I was going to do a 15-minute video, and I decided, you know what? It's easier to do a live show because video take time, people. Trust me, video take time. See number there. Must stay on for another, probably, it's almost 11 o'clock, another 25 minutes. Come on, get up tomorrow. I've got to do some shopping and then want to watch the Arsenal game live. Good evening. Hello?
Cranky, you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, yes.
Okay. What's the question?
Why is it that the traditional media and the new media, including YouTubers, the only people I see beating the JFF and Rudolph Speed are those YouTubers who are overseas? The traditional media is silent. All they do is repeat what other people who have been asked a question say. They have no perspective on the situation. They take no accountability. They make no, and the YouTubers who have a lot of mouth and cuss people out, I want to say people if go away and they are all silent who are on the ground, Jamaica. Why is that?
I don't think you've been watching my video.
Wait, no. Are they not silent? They say something, but it doesn't mean anything. They just talk. They're not saying no. None of them are saying no. Hell no.
I don't think you watched my video.
Maybe I didn't. As I said, the ones that I've watched.
Maybe I didn't watch my video. Latest one on it, right?
Okay.
Where I explain my views on it, right? And stuff. But the issue I have though, Cranky, is that Christ.
Your phone is messed up?
Hello?
Yeah, you're still there? Hello? Unseen phone come like a speed. When speed don't talking phone run the battery now. Well, I'm not Unseen the drop. Can't hear him Unseen. Like Unseen gone, people. Unseen gone. You must get a call. No, but it's a fact, people. We're not hearing from people locally who are YouTubers. At least the ones that I've watched, the topic will be up there, the topic will be talked about, but there's no hard pushback to say, nah, this should not be the case. In fact, to the contrary, to be honest. Yeah, Unseen.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm the signal because I don't know which one of them now on the Wi-Fi. But anyway.
Oh, okay. But you're in Kingston, right?
No.
Oh, okay. You live in that bush. Okay, it's a good thing.
Yeah, bush. like the soccer.
No, me see the bush. Me see the bush. Me sure you show off your bush, but a good bush. But go on anyway. Floor is yours. Floor is yours.
All right. So as I said before, if you listen to my video, I state my belief on the matter. All right.
Yeah.
I also think that there is nothing that will change the situation. What we say right now, no petition, because one of the things is that other people don't understand that JFF is a private company, right?
So quasi private organization, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Private organization, right? So them can make them rule and them regulation and do what they want to do. If FIFA don't see it unethical, nobody who is there to get them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has anybody approached FIFA about this? Because on Article 19, it's not okay.
But me remember he's appointed by FIFA. So at the end of the day.
What do you mean? Who's appointed by FIFA?
Speed he has a FIFA post.
Yeah, he just got a FIFA post, which probably even make him more of a problem. Right. Probably even more of an issue now.
Right. And but why would he do that if it was an issue?
Because he does whatever he wants to do.
Nah, come on, man. Nobody's that foolish to put himself in an issue. I know that there will be repercussion.
No. Because the role just came up. No. Stop that. Stop that nonsense. Unseen. The role just came up. When he got his FIFA position, the role was not there before. The role just came up. And he had conflicts before. The conflicts just get exacerbated. It just worsened. The conflicts before were between. Yeah.
Have you ever hold a conversation with him and ask him about the conflict? I know FIFA works. The conflict of interest. We
have had a conversation in public domain a lot. He said FIFA came and they were fine with it. That is not true.
Okay.
That's not true. Wait. I know this for a fact. Right? You know what? I got to be careful when I say something. Right. I know this for a fact that the president is the one who allowed this. Okay? Mike Ricketts is the one who allowed this. Mike Ricketts could have changed this. He didn't change it. So FIFA will give discretion. Will give discretion to the organization and to the president to make the final decision. They don't want to be seen too overly intrusive. Now, I'm sure somebody goes to FIFA and says, how can it be okay? I just read out what the FIFA rule Article 19 says, and 19 and 20. I just read out what he just said about conflicts.
Yeah, but cranky. Repeat what you say FIFA don't want to do. Repeat that part. Go about that part again. They just run over that part.
What do you mean?
Because that is to tell you that FIFA don't really care.
It says FIFA does not have an outright ban on holding multiple positions, but prohibits performing those roles when interests conflict, when those roles conflict, right? There's a conflict of interest in those roles,
right?
And they expect immediate disclosure and recusal to prevent unfair advantage, favoritism, or collusion.
Right.
That's what it says.
So you break the conflict. Whenever there arise, if you have multiple roles, how do you break that conflict?
You give up one of your roles or some of your roles, the ones that's conflicted. No, there's degrees of conflict, right? There can be tangential conflict. There can be material conflict. His is past material conflict. Past material. Whatever you want to think the worst conflict could be, this is the worst. I don't put up the man role on the screen. Those are his roles.
What is he gaining from the conflict?
What do you mean? What do you gain from the conflict? Unseen. This is unseen. There is the actual conflict. There is the execution of the conflict, and there's the appearance of the conflict. The appearance alone shows you have the ability to do things in a manner which is not appropriate. That alone, in most industries, influence decision making and say, you know what, you have to have mitigants in place to prevent this from happening. We have no mitigants here. And in fact, wait, let me say this. Influence was being exerted before these conflicts materialized the way they are today. In terms of players being pushed on coaches. Let me finish now. Pushed on coaches, and they have to put those players in the team. Facts.
Cranky. All the way I say, right? In your opinion about conflict of interest, it is obvious that FIFA don't see it your way.
So people, let me just say this. That's not necessarily the case.
Come on.
Wait, no. So I was told by somebody in the chat who liked to run his mouth when I said John Wall had sued the JFF and was trying to get compensation, and him say I lied, not go so. Rudolph Speed came on the radio 2 days ago and says John Wall went to FIFA and they had to pay him. Isn't that what Rudolph Speed said? When Rudolph Speed came and told the world, he said, go check KLSF FM, because I called to the program. He came to the world and said, John Wall was doing too many roles, we reassign him. As if he's talking to us like we are morons and we have no sense. Right? We are morons, we have no sense. He can just abuse us with his intellect, and we have no sense. He came and said that. And I talked to him, I think it was on somebody else's channel, when this was going on, we had the conversation. He had the audacity to come to the public domain and made that comment, which was ridiculous because he didn't want the 14 players from overseas to be in part of the under-20 team, and we know what transpired then. And more recently, so has anybody gone to FIFA about this? Can we keep saying FIFA won't do anything? How we know FIFA won't do anything?
Because FIFA was here, bro, and way before Speed was in charge, that the conflict of interest was going on. One of the first.
Speed says FIFA came and FIFA was fine with it. I have no idea what the hell that means. It was my understanding. It's my understanding. Because you know what? If traditional media blew this up, I bet FIFA would act. If traditional media blew this up, FIFA would act.
Listen. The case with footballer and Speed in court. That you hear me?
Go ahead.
Right. And the last time I looked on Craig Butler page, him a blow up everything when he conflict of interest with Speed on him platform. The whole Jamaica seat, and him have big followers. Plus him have friends in the organization. So they must see it. So
wait. So as you think FIFA have time to look on Toxic Boss profile? The Toxic Boss go to FIFA? That's the question.
I don't know.
Right, exactly. You'd have to go to an organization and make an official. Most time, and see if they make an official complaint. Ain't nobody's gonna run with something because you're public domain.
So have you make an official complaint?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Why not?
Eh?
Why not?
This is still new, and I'm assessing whether I should or not. No, it's still new. Wait, no, it's still new. It's still new as the two show on this. Why are you laughing? It's still new. I'm assessing what action I should take. And if I made an official complaint, I wouldn't tell anybody I did.
So why never take action long time? Because not the first you talk about conflict of interest. Come back, this is like repetitive, long time.
Right. So I didn't pursue this before because even though the conflict was there, one could always articulate and argue that, as he said, they have disclosure in their documents around having a conflict. And you're going to get FIFA guidelines and lines. And then secondly, it wasn't as pervasive as it is now. Because being HB chair technical committee doesn't mean you're executing actions, right? Now you're the coach. You're going to pick the team. You're going to pick the players. And you own, and you own a club. You're the owner of the club. You're the coach of the club. You're the coach of the national team. You're on the technical committee. You're on the board. That's amazing. That's truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Well, suppose him resign from coaching Cavaliers.
Him still own Cavaliers. Him still own Cavaliers. So any player from Cavaliers, any player from Cavaliers going to the national team and get profiling and go overseas, I might get the money. In fact, the coaching role is less toxic than ownership role.
Temporary leave.
Nah, that's form of a substance. That's form of a substance. That's not substance. He's not giving up Cavaliers. He's not giving up his national team role. He's not. Where have you ever seen this in football in any organization? the totality of these number of roles for one person, and they are conflicting.
So cranky then. That means you have a case then coming up, man.
What do you mean case?
You have a case based on what you just said a while ago. I'm conflicted with the part where I'm a pick team plus him a coach.
Yeah.
Cavaliers and stuff. So you're saying he's gonna pick players from Cavaliers in the squad.
I'm not saying he's gonna pick players from Cavaliers. I'm saying he has the ability to do so.
Yeah. So if suppose him don't do it, or the conflict arise.
The conflict's still gonna be there because he doesn't do it. Doesn't mean he's not gonna. First of all, you guys don't understand something. Rudolph Speed, I'm gonna make this bet. There can be little or no local players in the national team when Rudolph Speed is coaching. You know why? You know why, Unseen?
No, let's repeat that. I didn't hear that one.
Little or no, I'm going to make this bet. There's going to be little or no locally based players in his final 23 from March when he plays against Congo, maybe New Caledonia, and then maybe Congo if they win. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because he wants to win. He wants to do well. He wants to build a case for his resume. Wait. No. And I want to see what you guys say. All you guys, let me finish. All you guys on the island who keep pushing this narrative about overseas coach and then picking overseas players, let's see what he does.
But all of the people and most of the people them stupid. Because, you know why I say that? Because Speed and an idiot.
Wait a minute, not you and I know that.
Speed no fool.
No, but you guys are pushing for local. No. But you guys push for locally based players a lot, so you can't be a hypocrite either. You push for locally based players a lot.
Who push for
a lot of people on the island. No,
I think you're gonna say me.
No, a lot of people on the island. I don't know. No, you push for people like Trevante Stewart. He's not on the island, so it's a different discussion.
Oh, okay.
But you also should say you. Let me forget that. Wait. You also would say you'd forget opportunity. You don't call names per se because there are no names to call. That's what you guys do. You said local people get opportunity, but you don't have no name to call.
All right. So what me saying, Frankie? I don't know if you are in this one as well, but a lot of the people, most of them overseas, want to close the door on the local product, the JFF product, right? And then them create this narrative now come with a question. All right, pick 11 players from the local base to carry go play against the big team. Then that me I say, like, how that coming out? We're talking about an individual player who is doing well. We can give an opportunity.
But Ansi, here's the problem.
You don't agree.
No, but Ansi, here's the problem with that. No, I have no problem with any player getting a chance, right? If they deserve the chance. Like England, I'm a problem with England team. But here's my point on that. I watched the team play local Trinidad players. I see nobody standing out in multiple games. Not one game, because you can have one bad game. Nobody stood out and be above those 22 players or 36 players in those two different squads for two different teams. Nobody from Trinidad stood out significantly. Nobody from Jamaica. Maybe the little kid from Trinidad play wing. You know, I didn't see him play World Cup qualifiers. But nobody stood out. And you're like, well, where are the players we keep hearing about? If a local player is good enough, he should be in the team. But more likely, the question if he's good enough.
Karim Dixon scored and get a contract overseas out of that. So maybe
so that's why I'm getting a contract for him score one goal on the local team.
Maybe he stood out, so look different, you know.
Okay. I didn't see anybody standing out. You can tell me who was standing. You think Karim Dixon stood out in those games? Karim Dixon, Richard King, they're all different situations. I won't comment on them.
Richard King always look in that team. Them look like the best thing since last break. So, you know.
But I'm saying it's local players against local players, and if you can't stand against local players, how are you gonna stand out against better players when you go overseas? Right? I mean, that's the point. This is not about beating local players.
The point is when you go around professional, you know, if you have talent and you have a certain level. That player can push you and you never know what will happen on the field.
And that's true. That's true. I would love all these kids to get, well, first of all, I'd like them to get coaching first. You hear McLaren always said about the players, which is almost like an insult, but it's probably factual. They're committed, they're strong, they're fast, they're quick, they have passion. He said nothing about technical ability ever. He was mentioned technical. And he forgot that he said that it was about education. Education. In England, it starts at age 7. It's education. It's crazy. And then we're talking about how great we are. When we hear people coming overseas watching us saying they're not as good.
But everybody know in terms of the knowledge base, in terms of understanding the game, especially the attacking third. The coaches never know it back then. You understand? So after a generation of football players, we'll never get that because most of the time when the coach knows something, they don't really tell the players, them just coach them on the field. I remember you have only for different players to learn different, There are different learning ways to teach and how, students learn, our players learn. And just the other day, people start understanding all them at Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean, look, and everybody's saying we need to get a local coach. And I have nothing about a country having a local coach, right? But the coach has to be qualified. And the coach has to go leave Jamaica, go get themselves acclimated to football someplace else, because they ain't on the island, you're going to get to learn your craft. Of all the teams that we have in the playoffs, only Bolivia's coach is from Bolivia, So the rest of the coach, I'm a foreign coach.
So Cranky, so the conflict of interest is one of the reasons why you don't want him to be a part. You want him to coach a team, or what else?
The main reason, there are more than one reason. There is list them out here. There's the conflict of interest. There is his lack of experience coaching at this level. And the main reason, people, is this. The main reason is he's a failure when it comes to Jamaican football. Failure to the national team is a failure. He's the one who keeps... Wait.
Is a failure as a coach?
No. Well, no, he's not a failure. Well, we get to the coaching part because that's a key item. So let's think about his role, right? Chairman of the technical committee. Do we have a technical head of technical football in Jamaica? Do we have a head? Huh? Do we have a head of the technical? Do we have a technical director?
He was the chairman of the technical committee.
Wait. No, I'm asking a question. Do we have a technical director?
He's on temporary leave now.
Who's on temporary leave?
That's me.
But I'm saying whatever. He's not on no damn leave. He's doing the same role. So it's form of substance. People don't know about the nonsense. He's in the same role. They can make any comment they want to make in public. He's not leaving any damn role. But let me just say this. So he was chair. But it's a fact. He was chair of the technical committee, right? He was chair, right? Who's the technical director? Who's the technical director? Who's the technical director? Who oversees our football?
The youth development section is a technical director.
Wow. Yeah, he's doing a wonderful job. See, he was overseeing that role. He's the key person who picked the coach for the national team, right? Correct?
Based on what we heard, is that they recommended to the board and the board vote for who they want. So
when the coach was talking, what the coach said? Wait. What the
conflict of interest if
just like it just. So people, please focus on substance over form. Okay? There are some committees who rubber stamp stuff. That what they call recommendation is not recommendation. Somebody say, so we are do it, and them say, okay, yes, sir. So it run.
Cranky.
Yeah.
You have any evidence to prove that him picked the coach himself, and there was no process of
what did the coach say? What did the coach say?
Huh?
What did the coach say? What when you hear McLaren talk and his relationship and who bring him here, what him say?
He said that Speed asked him to be a part of the program.
Okay. Did he say the committee asked him? Did he say the committee? Wait. Did he say the committee? Oh, he said Speed brought him here. Oh, so Cranky is not wrong then, right? Did he say the committee brought him here? Did he say the JFF brought him here? Or did he say Speed brought him here? Which one did he say?
He said Speed brought him here.
Okay. I rest, defense rest.
Did Speed talk to the other? Did Speed talk to the other?
I'm sure they have conversation. Is you do that. It's
okay.
Wait. You do that because it's protocol. It's protocol. It's protocol.
Right, and after the selection, the JFF told Speed now that they can get McLaren in, and he brought him here.
Say it again.
So after the whole vetting and so on, and the board selected McLaren.
There ain't no vetting
And
going on.
then-
People, there is no vetting. No, let's stop misusing term about vetting. He worked with McLaren. He selected McLaren. A bunch of people put their resume in. He did a lazy hire and selected McLaren. That's what he did. There is no. There's a misconception, huh? Yes, that's what I believe. Yes, yes.
So there's no vetting.
No, there's no vetting going on. No, there's no vetting going on.
All right. So all right. With this one now, where people say him put himself in the position. So I believe said nobody voted for him to become the coach, and him just put himself in the position.
No, the president put him in there. The president worked with him and put him in there. First of all, he been hinting, you know, for a while now about the role, you know. If you get that, when he came up on TVG, no, Sportsmax. So when he was on Sportsmax, he been hinting about taking over this role, you know. He been telling us he gonna take over the role, you know. He been doing it for months now, you know.
But that nothing is wrong with that.
Okay, I hear you, sir.
But you what? All right. I am doing my coaching badges. If I come out and say I want to coach in national team one day, what is wrong with that?
You're not wait. You're not the chair of the technical committee. You're not a board member. Okay?
Yeah, but all them people can be dropped.
Unseen, stop the nonsense, man. Stop the nonsense, unseen. You see, people don't seem to understand what a board member is and what a board member role is, what a technical committee chair role is versus a coach's role. We seem to be conflating all these things and understand what the role means and the implication of those roles, the perception of those roles, the appearance of those roles, and the actuality of those roles. We seem to be missing all of this. We seem to think this thing like it's a joke thing. We just say, oh, I'm a board member. Maybe in Jamaica, that's how it operates. I don't know. Maybe it's different from the rest of the world.
No. Yeah, well, yes, because as what me I try to make you understand is that just remember this all the time. JFF is a private organization. They do what they want. You get it?
Yeah. I hear somebody in the chat say I'm spreading rumors. As I said before, tonight, I am not gonna go at some people anymore because they're not worth my time. So keep going, unseen. They're not worth my time. They're just talking because a lot of times I come here and say things and they come to fruition because I was told these things before. I got a call 2 days ago. I got a call from somebody 2 days ago and they said, done with Jamaica football. All right? We not. I'm not talking about no local person on the street in my youth. So me I say, when them people doing Jamaica football, it's not a good look. Not a good look. So these people in the chat, like Paul was them can't talk and them want to talk and they know nothing about nothing. All them do I run them out and support the nonsense and substantiate the nonsense because all them are friend. All them are friend. All them are my friend, you know, people. The regular media and these people are friend, you know. When I hear Arville, when I hear Maverick, when I hear the Gleaner, when I hear the Observer, nobody no beat this thing. Him come out and say who else? Him come out and say who else? Him come out and talk topically. Him come out and say, you know what? I can't believe him, you know. He come and say, you know what? Who else is there to do if not him? And I spoke to him on this, and I told him he should get a little bit of beaten, 1/3 beaten. He never said, hell no, him to get the job. Hell no, he's got to go. Hell no, he's part of the failure. Hell no, he's part of the failed regime. Hell no, we can't have you being...
What Frankie?
But anybody else, him come out and, beat nobody local. That, you know, can't very me. You know, beat, when Beardy comes to Jamaica, when Beardy comes to Jamaica, if you go, so may call it, go, can't feel, you know, come on and beat him now. It's a very topical beat. If he was a foreign-born player, an English-born player, say them thing there, them get... In fact, Intel Green, if you go and go in, let me say one thing about Jamaica yet. The double standard is make you want to vomit. That's how I see it. The double standard is unbelievable. For people who say I'm a big time and them just bigger and them are the biggest thing, it's just not, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. In life, you should try to be fair and be principled. And if you have standards, adhere to those standards. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't just try to make some video and make a quick buck. Have some substance. Have some integrity. Don't walk with integrity. Leverage it and use it. That's the way I see it. So
yeah. That only resignating some people, you know. People find different country.
Yeah, people used to call me JFF agent, you know. Just because I said, and my philosophy has always been this: when you have an election, pick a side. Because the side you don't pick, you're voting for the other side, right? You're voting for one side. You don't realize that. The side you'd vote against, if you don't vote, you're voting against the other side that you may have chosen. So always pick a side. Even if you have to hold your nose, pick a side. Because you always got to be the vote for the lesser of two evils. That's my view nowadays. So never say you're not part of the process, because you are part of the process. You just don't realize you're part of the process. Your absence, your non-voting, your lack of involvement, you're part of the process by default.
But to understand more correctly, I think the YouTubers, they're not of the view that he should have taken the job based on the way the process is. But I remember before McLaren, INF McLaren, including myself, I was offered that Mr. Speed could coach the national team. I have no issue with his coaching accumulates. And
I do. Oh, we never get to that, right? I do. So let me talk about his coaching accumulates, right? Whatever Speed ever won games that so the more form of a good coach is this. If you're coaching the Caribbean and you win the Caribbean, I'm not overly impressed. When you leave your house and the Caribbean is part of your house and you go win outside your house, then I'm impressed. When a coach exceeds expectation, I'm impressed. When he doesn't, I don't care. How many goals have he scored against non-Caribbean teams in his coaching career? When they go play in the last two times, how many goals has his team scored against non-Caribbean teams? Just score. We're not talking about winning, just score.
I don't think they're scoring.
Yeah, okay. What kind of football? Wait.
What when it was offside?
Trinidad scored 3 against me on the offside, no count. Let me ask you a question. What's his footballing philosophy? What's his style of play? What's his system of play?
Direct football.
Oh, you mean when McLaren just don't play?
Team one kind of different, you know. Try if he one kind of different. He might always have a number 10.
Yeah, but film different because he's playing against lower level of competition. When the competition gets harder, okay, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead. Okay.
If McLaren don't play no 10, he play with a 10. But can create opportunities to score. The man have to play at the level which, but he must coach at the level where he is. He can't jump from a level to the next level and nobody hire him.
Okay.
So he dominated the level. And he dominated for 2 years at the level where I'm there. So
what's Tappa's style of play? Wait. You said, okay, what's Tappa's style of play? Is that the same style of play for Tappa?
Tappa's style of play changed, you know. When he was coaching a team, he was very direct, very cagey and defensive. Now him kind of organized and so on. A little bit coward at times though.
Yeah, but I think if you were to compare Tappa's style of play at Mount Pleasant with Rudolph's style of play at Cavalier, they're night and day. One I can watch, one I don't watch.
Yeah, but which one get the result though? Which one get the most important result?
What's the most important result?
A score, man, and win trophy.
Okay. In the Caribbean. I ask you again because this is it does matter. It does matter when you're assistant coach for your national team. Can he perform against teams that you don't expect to do well against?
All this answer gonna find out, you know, March, you know. All of them things we ask.
No, we found out against Cincinnati, didn't we? Found out against Cincinnati.
They're gonna find. But him gonna have better quality now, so we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Use at his disposal. We're gonna have him in the press conference drill.
Yeah. But you know Tappa, we know what Tappa do internationally, right? We've seen Tappa play coach outside Jamaica and coach internationally.
Right.
We've seen him go on to what? Semi-finals and finals? We've seen him win big games, right?
But we're not question about Tappa get the job.
No. I mean, if Tappa get the job, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Tappa fan. Right?
No.
This is not about any coach.
Got the job.
Oh yeah. Well, no. So what were you trying to say? Tappa was never the technical director. Tappa didn't own a football team. Tappa was never the.
No man.
Go ahead.
Put that aside. You're not You're not. We were talking about coaching acumen.
Right.
So we left that part away. So you can't understand that now.
No, but
Or
we
put things in a-
agreed. We concluded the coaching documenting. Here's why we concluded. We
No,
say,
man.
okay, go ahead.
What am I saying,
Go ahead.
They bring up Tapa.
Yes.
They bring up Tapa.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you're saying that Mr. Speed don't have any experience. Are you no scoring a goal against no big team then? Put it that way. Right?
Yes, I'm saying that.
And you would give him the job because of those reasons.
And he doesn't have a style of play, have a system of play. He play kick and run football. I don't play the kind of football. Football ain't gonna help us. Yeah.
And I am saying to you, you never mention out of work.
I think Tapa was varied in his approach, actually. I think Tapa wanted midfield, that's why he brought Haka back. We're not going to the Haka team.
I run the question. I know you know.
What's the question? What's the question? What's the question? What's the question? What's the question?
You're smart though, Frankie.
What's the question? 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 No, what's the question? What's the question? What's the question? Ask the question.
Again, you did not speak on how Tapa got the work in the first place.
Which work? Mount Pleasant work or Jamaica work?
Jamaica work.
He got the work by default. JFF didn't have any money.
Yeah, no.
They brought him in, but it's fact. He didn't have any money. They brought him in, and he did well. He's probably the winningest coach in Jamaica's history in terms of percentage wise.
So who did know that Tapa is gonna do well? Just get the work off of basically because he played for the national team and went to
But we all assume, given how Tapa played football, he probably played like how he coached. He coached like how he plays. So we know we weren't going to be bored to death.
That's a water under the bridge. That's the same to the same. So
No. Look, he was hired because challenging situation, and he did well with it. But you know what? Wait. Let me say this, people. You know what we learned about Tapa? That we should appreciate Tapa more, given what he had to work with. Both in all circumstances, whether it's money, whether it's the JFF, people who are coach have fired the JFF, coach can't work with the JFF, and Tapa worked with them for years. Nobody Haggams to fire the JFF, didn't he? Right? Did Haggams fire the JFF? They didn't fire the JFF, right?
Yes.
McLaren fired the JFF, didn't he?
Well,
no. McLaren. Yes or no?
Basically.
Yeah. So the last two coaches with Jamaica fired the JFF. Okay. Which showed you that Tapa can bear more than other people can bear. Didn't it?
I'm scared of people. I have no issue with Tapa. If he was, no issue. I think he has improved in his coaching and really doing well. Hopefully him win the Caribbean Cup, and continue to add more accolades on his resume and stuff like that. So big up to one Tapa. You understand? Good coach. Yeah, but we just talk about the fairness, me and Cranky. But Cranky had jump around like you know answer.
I'm not jumping around, but what you're trying to ask me how Tapa got the job. I said the JFF were financially challenged. Weren't they challenged after Schaefer? Were they challenged after Schaefer? They were challenged financially. Challenged.
But they were challenged when Schaefer was there as well.
Yeah, but they still owed FIFA money when FIFA left and sued them. They still have to pay him money. So they were in broke.
Right. And them still have
and Tapa work for pittance. Tapa work for pittance. Pittance people.
And them still talk about money, see me right now as we speak.
Well, they got some money because you remember we went to Copa, so money was rolling for a little bit, all of a sudden, when you start spending money on that win, because football is about winning stuff, again, to a far along the thing, you get money from the CM, recurring money from FIFA and from the government. If you're not making money at the gates and you're not making money from prize money, you're in a trouble. Okay, you can barely pay your expenses, if you have overhead with the money you get from FIFA and money you get from the government. If you're not getting money from sponsors, get receipts and prize money, you're in a trouble. Right? You're in trouble.
So you don't think Speed have a chance to bring this team to the glory line?
Everybody have so there. If you think about chances, people, there is probable, possible, and remote. No, there's four actually. There's actual, probable, possible, and remote. Remote be the worst case scenario, may never happen. Actual means actually happen, and probable is more likely than possible. I say it's remote. And I say it's remote because I've been researching the Congo team, and it ain't pretty. The more I look, the more I get concerned. The more I look, my head starts hurting. Yeah?
Jamaica did.
Well, unless Jamaica recruit materially, yes. Unless Jamaica go out and get some player like Omar Ruchin today, and make Allison dive, then yeah, they challenge. Unless Jamaica go out and recruit players.
So it's a player thing rather than chemistry thing.
It's always a player thing. Coach can it's international coach.
Individualism.
A lot of international teams are pickup teams. And question, how quickly can you organize them, allow them to function as a team, and allow them to execute to get outcomes? Can't pick up team, like all-star teams. But you have a little more time than them than all-star teams.
One thing you know when you come on to that, the tactical part, the easiest thing for you, I keep the ball long.
I had a conversation with somebody. I won't say who. Be surprised about this. And I was asking them about McLaren, and the person was not impressed with McLaren at all. Person was on the inside, not on the outside. They weren't impressed with McLaren at all. They thought he was organized as an individual. They go breakfast on time, they go lunch on time, go dinner on time. That the person, people, I tell you serious thing, you know. I thought it was funny person that talked to me. They weren't impressed. So I walked away saying McLaren would no way in hell would he survive past the World Cup, but he only came for the World Cup. And I thought we'd make the World Cup if we got the 5 players I was talking about in, including Greenwood, despite McLaren. Obviously, those players didn't come in, and my prognostication and prediction did materialize. I expect the fine players to come in. I expect Max Aarons to come in. I expect Cameron Archer to come in. I expected Greenwood to come in. I expected what's his name from Crystal Palace to come in. Mitchell, none of them came in. And Rico Henry came late. Those are the 5. And maybe Karina Keenan Davis later on, who's now playing in Syria, if the coach liked him. But the coach didn't like some of the players. And it wasn't the coach alone, actually. Other people in the... But Rudolph was... Here's the thing Unseen, you guys don't realize. Rudolph was the advisor in Unseen. And they still pick 5... Them still pick go tournament with 5 midfielder. Rudolph was the advisor. Wait.
The coach now is the Rudolph.
Are you... Rudolph, Unseen. Unseen, where you work? Unseen, where you work?
Huh?
Where you work?
I'm a teacher.
Okay. Your school or principal, right?
Right.
You know, this is your principal? Sometime. You make your principal hear you on. Sometime. You can't listen your boss sometimes.
No, but listen.
No, what I mean is your boss give direction and you're saying no.
Psychology.
Wait a minute.
Ask any psychologist.
No. If your boss give direction, okay, go ahead.
They will tell you. Sometimes when your boss attack you about certain things, you could behave like you're here.
No. What I mean is your boss give a directive and you disobey. What happened?
Eh?
What happened?
Them have 2 choices, you know. They rid you or them suspect.
Yeah, it's insubordination. It's insubordination, so there's penalty, right? There's a penalty for insubordination, right? You know that there's rules, and if you don't follow the rules, yeah.
Let me leave you alone. But I'm going to tell you about my case, because I mean things. You know?
Okay. But look, let me just say this before you go, which is this. I still don't understand why it seems to be a consensus in Jamaica that he should have the job. When he's the one who was the advisor. Here's what's funny about these people. Here's my last point in this, and I've pointed this out numerous times. When we went to the Gold Cup, Rudolph Speed went on the Lucas Chapman program, the Sports Explosion, and basically said that he wouldn't have, he derided the whole 2 midfielder, right? Everything was 5, it wasn't 5 midfielders, it was 2 midfielder. That would never happen to him. But normally, the people in those areas like him get the list of players way before they go to, right? They finalize go to CONCACAF, correct? Because if they don't, it wouldn't make any sense. So why didn't he push back on that before then? When they had a long list of 40-something players with midfielders spanning, why would he go to a tournament with 2 midfielders? They only went with 2 midfielders, you know? Because they know Johnson was injured. They know Hayden was going back to London. Because I knew Hayden was going to London way before it happened. That's why you hear me come out and say it's 2 midfielders. And then you had, for number 3, Busy Atkins was never a midfielder. So they went to the tournament with 2 midfielders. And then he come out and says, I'm like a Teflon Don does, I don't do with this. I would never do that. So he threw the coach under the bus when he must have known way before then. How can that be okay? And then in the last tournament we went to, the World Cup qualifiers, we had 5 midfielders and 9 forwards. Like, really?
No, man, if get some blame, you know, don't you are painting the picture like dancing sports, agree with all that things.
But now, so I say, how come all of the people in Jamaica seem to now push back?
No, but you want people, you can't tell people for the way you don't want to thank you.
But I'm saying, why is it that the YouTubers from overseas who live overseas, including yours truly?
Name, man. YouTuber come
no, you hear me call YouTuber name? When you hear me call YouTuber name about anything? No. Unseen. No, but you can't call my name. Me not call YouTuber name. Me not call YouTube. You hear me beat YouTube? Me not really beat YouTube right now. Leave them alone.
Are you afraid?
No. There's it's how me operate. If a man call me out, then a different story. But I told you, I don't call up my friends on YouTube. Well, some of them are associates, no longer friends. And I don't call out YouTubers in this space, right? Allow them.
So who to the associate now?
We're not gonna talk about that. It's not part of this conversation. We're not talking about that. That's not part of the conversation tonight. That's not part of the conversation tonight. We're not having that conversation. I'm just saying. I'm not part of the conversation. As I say, I don't talk about those things. But the fact of the matter is, the other matters are for public consumption and public display, and I talk about it. So I didn't understand why I see when I look at the YouTubers. Them, I mean, listen to me now, because you know sometimes me kind of busy. But me start listening. Me say, you know what? More of you here who are talk about this topic and what am I say? So me first go to the Observer. Now me here. So I talk about jury dean, this and this person. That me go to the Gleaner. Same thing me I see. Me listen to about 1, 2, 3 YouTuber. Never listen to a ton of them. I'm look at them thumbnail. Me not see nothing. My thumbnail clear now. My thumbnail have no ambiguity about what me I say. Right? And who me I call out. There's no ambiguity in my thumbnail. Accountable to no one. No ambiguity. See me I say? But me not see that for the YouTuber them. All them go run go hide. They can cuss me all them one. They go hide. They go hide.
See that me can't. Me not agree with you now.
Go hide, man. Hide don't mean say them not cut out, you know. Hide meaning you're not addressing the issue directly. You're not addressing it directly.
Man, they can't mean that the bike, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's Jamaica. You gotta enjoy yourself.
Yeah, what may I say is that you can't say that cranky so the people them gonna hide. Suppose them share them opinion in a different medium space, but not on their channel.
Okay.
Because they don't want to do it that way. Everybody have them choice, you know.
So the same people them who would them watch some YouTube and then can go hard, you know. Hard. Me say YouTuber come out, you know, and beat Kadamarty. Same thing basically if he go away. You never come to Jamaica, because he went to the under 20 verses. So the man come out hard and say certain things, and all of a sudden, when this come up, them start talking in circles. Sorry. Me have to call them out. Me not call anybody name, I just tell you in general how me see it. It's my view.
But that's how life is. You gotta have jump over this and jump in here. So and you have people who do different.
But that's hypocritical. We should try not to be that way.
Yeah, but people, that's why I said to you, you have to just accept it and move on. People have to be hypocritical.
Well, I don't have a choice. Life. I don't have a choice, do I? I can't influence it.
Yeah. You can't change. Because you beat CFAS when CFAS are the well.
I was one of the first persons who was very much in CFA's corner. As I said in my video, you know, which I show my receipts.
One of the what?
One of the first ones who was basically saying, Nancy, me have receipts, Nancy. Me have receipts. Come on, Nancy, me have receipts. Man.
You can't be the first person.
No, I'm saying one of the first person. Okay, say I'm one of the first. I'm one in the videos.
We are from the first person.
Okay, say we from. No, well, what I heard, so I didn't hear other people talking about it, right? But okay, let me just say this. I'm one of the people who was in CFA's corner, right? Until I started looking at the stats deeply, and then I started get concerned. The stats were very concerning. In fact, just you mentioned CFAS, just leave you with this. Unseen. You ever seen somebody play a football game, 160 minutes and make 8 passes? And 5 reach destination? 8 passes in 160 minutes. You ever seen that before in your life? May I ask that question, Unseen?
Yes, I see for that.
No. Answer the question first. A man play 160 minutes and make 8 passes only 5 and 5 to the destination and touch the ball about 40 sometimes.
160 minutes.
Yeah,
160
90 something plus 65, I think it was. About 160, between 155 and 160.
No. Never see.
Okay, I saw it. Go check transfer market. It's amazing. And this is a wonderful footballer, the most impactful player, the greatest player ever come to Jamaica, it seemed like. Go look at the numbers.
The most impactful. Remember saying when we're talking, we put things in a context. You make general.
Yeah, but you guys feel like nobody can criticize the player. No. You guys make it nobody can criticize the player. Time is above criticism.
No, the man criticize the player, they must say enough for the night team.
No. My comment was he's not an automatic starter if we have the 7 forwards I talked about. That was the comment. If Bailey and Gray and wait, if Bailey, Gray, Greenwood, Campbell,
don't put Gray in it, please. Don't do that.
Why?
Well, Gray is a shadow himself.
Okay. But let's see, this, as you said before, is a different opinion, right? We have all of our opinion. Gray was better than him in the last game, though.
Because them players
but Gray was better than Cephas in the last. Gray was better than Cephas in the last game, wasn't he?
Yes. Gray?
Yeah.
Better than Gray to come off 5 feet from first half.
And Cephas should have been on the field?
Cephas to come off too.
Okay. All right. At least you're equal. At least you're equal opportunist. But you know I want Cephas come on. Stop that lie.
No. I'm fair. Remember, say me a coach, me I look at us one. I am at stadium. I watch it on TV. Gray tired from the first 40 minutes of the game.
But Gray was working. Wait. So Gray. Auntie, Gray wasn't getting the ball out wide enough. I'm going to go get the ball and go find the ball.
Gray get one little touch and he come like I hit that thing.
Nah, it was a hard touch, man. Come on, Auntie, man. You know, why don't stay Auntie? And then we don't talk with Dixon. I had no idea Dixon was on the field.
If a Gray really depend on the World Cup, see.
All right, so we get with that Gray. Right? So we get with that Gray. Because of that people do it.
I never said get rid of him.
Okay.
I never said that.
Look, I want to see what team get picked in because we were all pushing for Ravel and Tyrese, and that didn't materialize. Because I was told, now, I'm not going to say who tell me, but I was told Tyrese, the coach, when I look at him, and says one for the future. And I laugh. Like we had a midfield for the present.
If I was a coach, so I would have started Whisper and Dixon.
Dixon?
Yeah.
But we're glad you're not the coach. I can live with Whisper.
But you're glad. That would be good. You don't glad that we're World Cup still.
You think you will get us to the World Cup? You're the coach.
Of course.
With the team that the McLaren had.
Come on, change to start Dixon and Whisper. You know why?
Why?
I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you come on Jamaica and watch any game when Dixon come on the field or Whisper come on the field, and all the 12 man react to it. You understand?
Yeah.
Whenever Dixon come on the field, he bring a certain type of energy and fuel other players to do better. So if you have you have a Bows up on the pitch and Dixon come on and him start get the ball and the ball and reel up the crowd and things, improve other people's games.
What does Dixon do to reel up the crowd? He beat men, he shoot and score, he assists. What does he do?
He pass. If energy will come on the field is running and all them things when he touch the ball. I don't know, because he's people can relate to him as a schoolboy player watching before all them things there. You understand? Maybe that's the reason.
Well, the coach says he's committed. He has a great smile. You know what's funny about this coach, people? When you talk about the player, them, you talk about them technical ability. It's always something ancillary to the core component of a footballer. Never the key thing, which is it's a technical player. Has all the attributes to do X, Y, Z. It's always about committed or this person's the best in the Caribbean, but he can't tell you what him do really well to be the best in the Caribbean. Which is very funny. That's why he's not here longer with us. He was a politician. The politician. And people, when you talk about players, people think you're fighting against Dixon, you're fighting against Cephas. I don't think Russell should be in the team. I think Bobby Reeder's expired his option. I think
score goal and nothing in the team.
Who?
They pick out somebody who has goals in previous games.
I know.
and they take him out of
I
the
get
team.
that from people, right? He's not a center forward. He's my midfielder. My midfielder has to protect the defense and supply the offense. My midfielder's role can just
So
be
you're
put the ball in
saying
the
that
net.
he's not supposed to score a goal.
No, Unseen, don't say that, Unseen. Come on, Unseen, man. The point I'm making is this. He's not a midfielder. They go play him a center forward then. Or play him as a second forward.
I tell the coach how to do tactics then for any players.
Somebody should tell him because we out of the World Cup. I've been saying that from day one.
We're not out of the World Cup yet. Well, we're not out of it.
We're out of the World Cup. We're out of the World Cup. We're not in the World Cup. We're out of the World Cup.
So see then how we get the real answer now.
We're out of the World Cup. We're not in the World Cup.
I don't think we're going to be stronger.
No. We're out of the World Cup, meaning England is in the World Cup. Brazil is in the World Cup. Argentina is in the World Cup. Congo is not in the World Cup.
Can we go to the World Cup? Can we go to the World Cup?
We have a remote possibility. Yes, we have a remote chance. That's a possibility. We have a remote chance. Remote chance.
Give me a percentage. Give me a percentage. How much percentage of that 100?
5.
Mr. Speed, and if Miguel 5%.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If we're playing the US, what percentage would you give the US? Give us against the US. This team against the US. What do you get them? Give him what you say against in St. Louis. We played him at St. Louis, and US probably better than that now. Where do you get them? And that team was better who played in St. Louis. Where do you get them? What percentage you get them?
The percentage to play US?
To beat US. You see the last time we played US, when we're not playing US in Jamaica, how we look against them. And the team we had in Gold Cup 3 years ago was probably one of our best team in the last X number of years. Right? But anyway, more people are calling. Let me take some of them calling. But thanks, sir. No good conversation. Good conversation. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Criticize speed. Anyway, talk to you later.
Put some more percentage on the speed thing, eh?
All right, cool. That happened. Bless. Bye. Good night. Hello. First hang up. Then we can't call them up. Right, it's almost 12 o'clock, people. By the way, people, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. And probably don't show tonight. Come on at the last minute. Somebody said 15%. No, see Congo player. And then best player never play. Good night. Late night.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, you hear me?
I'm hearing you, yes. Am I speaking to?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm speaking to Mike. Or Dex. Whatever we want.
Go ahead, yeah. Mike or Dex.
Hey, listen. Me agree with Unseen. I said the same thing to a friend of mine that Dixon and Whisper supposed to start. Not because of anything except for the energy what they bring to the crowd, because they need the crowd in the game. I said if any game they're going to start all Jamaicans, this was the game they're supposed to start. They're supposed to start low and those two other guys along with Boza. Even though Boza wouldn't be in the starting 11 if it wasn't for that reason. Right? But for that reason, I agree with him 100%.
And how did Dixon perform that evening? He came on in 57 minutes.
No. All right. You have to understand, it's not just how Dixon performed. The ball was evading him all the time because King was taking that ball from the top of his 18 and forcing that ball to Cephas or whoever playing on the wing. So most of the time I realized that all the midfielders are touching the ball at all.
Right. So was it ball eluding Gray?
Listen, I can remember Demar touch the ball one time and I won game.
That's false. Maybe that's a false narrative, and you guys do that, and that's not okay.
No, he has 24. Based upon the score, he has 24 touches, I think. But
he made about how many passes? He made about 17 passes. Wait, we in the caller. Give a chance now. Made about 14 passes, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, memory.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, that's why I said, I said based upon the what they call it, sofa score, whatever I talked about, right?
Yes.
But what I'm saying to you, if you can't remember, you can't right now remember some of those passes because there were nothing telling or anything of substance, or you can't remember it. You can't say, oh my God, you made that beautiful pass and Cephas didn't do anything with it. You can't remember that.
Okay.
Right?
So you're talking about creating chances or dangerous passes. Yes, that's probably true.
Right. So yeah,
Okay.
so you can't, right.
Okay.
So I'm not saying he didn't touch the ball, but I can't remember. I remember one play that Greg Lee, when he took the ball from the top of the 18 and he just walked down the middle of the park, right?
All right. Yes.
That was a standout play. And another player did the same thing. There are a couple of plays that I can actually tell.
Okay.
We never see that with Gray. And he shouldn't have started anyway.
Okay.
You know, he shouldn't have started.
So what has Dixon done to deserve to start? In terms of performance. So we know Cephas has scored goal and have assist. What has Dixon done?
The game he played before, the game that they played before against Bermuda, with him and Whisper, and when they come on, the energy they bring and that.
No, he started that game. He didn't come on. He started that game.
Who started that game? Dixon?
Yeah.
Right. He started that game.
Yeah.
Based upon that performance, you should have started in this game.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Who played badly in that Bermuda game?
Who played badly in that Bermuda game?
Yeah.
All I forward them because we should have scored 8 goals.
You mean they didn't score? They played badly? Really?
Yeah, we scored 4
We
goals.
had 75% possession in that game. We look like
We have 65. We have 65% in this game. Did we play badly?
Which game?
The one that's gone.
I didn't see 65. I gotta go back and check this. I didn't see 65. We didn't have that much.
Yeah, 65 or 63%.
Yeah.
63%. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
the chances that we create or should create against that team, we should have scored more goals against that team than what Curtis has scored against that team.
How many goals did Dixon score in that game?
He didn't score.
How many chances did he get?
He made an assist.
How many chances did he get?
He got one chance. One clear chance.
Okay.
But I think I don't look at the stats. I don't really focus on the score. But I like to watch a game and you look at and you can remember standout players, right? You can remember players and those players like Russell. Russell the player that Russell made in this game was a standout player. The player get the ball in the box, he turn, he pass it to the guy square it, goes and hit the ball from the park. Those are good players. You can even weeks after the game finish, you can remember those players.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what we're saying is this: Jamaica can qualify for this World Cup if the philosophy changes. Can they have the quality players? Is the philosophy is causing the problem? We don't know whose philosophy it is. I don't know if it is for Seed. I don't know if it was for what's the guy name I left? McLaren. I don't know, but I hear him repeat it. He says football can play without the ball played to the middle of the park. I don't know whose philosophy is that. I don't know where that comes from. But anywhere it comes from, Jamaica has been playing it and it's not working. So I just think if we change that philosophy, we can qualify.
So what gives you confidence we can beat Congo?
That just said it. I said if we change
that
philosophy.
So we decide to play to the park, right? First of all, do we have the players to play modern football? And if we do, are they comparable to Congo players?
Yes, they are.
They are? Really?
Yeah, Jamaica play on papers. Most of these players are playing is either first or second league professional football. Most of them, 90% of them. Okay. It's the same thing with Congo team. They're not much different. Congo don't rank much different from Jamaica. Jamaica rank 70 and them rank 60.
I know. Saw them play against Nigeria.
It's not a far.
It sound like a good team to me.
But we play against Nigeria, we look good against them. Remember the game we played in the Unity Cup?
That was not the full Nigeria team. Come on. Not even close to it.
But that team that played in the Unity Cup, I think would be a better showing in the World Cup. I love that team.
No, the Unity Cup, the Unity Cup was an aberration. It wasn't normal. If you look how we played subsequent to the Unity Cup, it was an aberration. It was an aberration. It was norm. Look. Okay, subsequent Unity Cup. Wait. We played Guatemala, right? When we got excited. We scored 3 goals. I went to the game, I went on for the game. I thought Green was coming in, so I went on for the game. and we scored 3 goals, and we get excited, right? And then realized they didn't play 7 of their best players. And we played that same team in the Gold Cup, and they just walked the pitch with us. So we haven't played a good game in the last 7-8 games. Because the Bermuda game to me, Bermuda don't count. This is the same team we got 7 from Curacao. We're talking about who played in that game. When if you can tell me a player who played against Trinidad, we're not against Trinidad or against Curacao, I'll have the conversation. Again, Bermuda, I don't want it. Bermuda conversation don't make sense to me.
So, all right. Is it the players or I think it's the philosophy? What do you think?
It's both, but a lot of it is the players. Because I've always said this. International football is pick-up football. It's like our star team. We get a little more time. And so therefore, if you have quality players, you can even negate some of your coach's deficiencies. Now, your coach can give you an extra edge if they can organize you and do the Hawkins does, which is when I went to Hawkins training, like when I went to Houston Watches training, very organized, have some set plays. Defensively, he structured them in a way in which it's hard to break down. And when I went to watch them when they were done in Texas and they played against US, even though US sort of battered us, they couldn't score because the organization was spot on. Right? So you can play low block and frankly, if Cephas had scored in that game, would have beat the US. Either Cephas had scored or Burke didn't have the mistake, the ricochet, whatever it is. So he could have beaten the US. The same US team played against us when Clarence was the coach, and it was a total different game because he wasn't organized. So you're right about the footballing philosophy, but it can't be the expansive football that Jamaicans are expected to play against the teams that are better than us. It has to be a much more.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying this, right? And you're correct. We are professional footballers, right? That means that they're playing professionally with top coaches. They're learning their individual skills from top coaches, right?
Yeah.
And they're participating in their clubs. Those same players, I think, if you have a good philosophy with the coach to coach the Jamaica team, just like how they implement those philosophies on the club side, they will implement the philosophy that the coach wants for the national team, and they will play that way. Why Jamaica is playing football for the past 8 or 9 years, or 2 World Cup seasons, where it's like a big old hole in the middle of the park, right? We don't see the football going in that round circle. That circle in the center of the park. The football don't pass through that area. It's wing, long ball, wing, long ball.
Well, I think we did play to the middle. I watched Jamaica play during COVID in Orlando when Speedy and Daniel Johnson played in midfield. They used the midfield quite a bit. They did use the midfield. And Bailey was playing out wide. I don't think Gray may not have been here yet.
But it's rare because what they try to do, right? Remember, is if Bailey's on the wing, DeMar Gray's on the wing, right? When we're playing those football, we force the ball on the wing to those guys, right? They play outside. We don't have a creative midfielder where when Whitmore was there, we'd have forced the ball to Whitmore, and he and Lilval Dixon and them would actually organize the players from midfield, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of football right now. We don't see that. It's always from the center half to DeMar Gray or to Leon Bailey on the wing and the attack down the wings. We haven't seen the football being going to the midfielder and the midfielder generate.
Well, if Ravel is playing, we see a little bit of that, right? Maybe not enough of it, but if Ravel is playing, we see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Because Ravel go take the ball. Ravel going to get the ball. Ravel now run from the ball, but run to the ball all the time.
Casey Palmer play a little bit like that.
And Casey does do that, yeah.
Palmer, right.
Yeah.
So, but you can see that it's the coach's philosophy because when he get the ball, although Casey pick up in the middle of the park, he's always looking to push it back where.
Yeah, but Carla, here's what we also miss in those games, right? The way the defense plays you also have to dictate how you play in some respects. So what do I mean by that? So when Curacao played us, I can't even make an excuse for Trinidad because but Curacao press started about 10 yards over the halfway line. They didn't just go press us like we did in our goal area, and so they played the ball behind the first line of defense and run by us, right? So the field is narrower, and you have less angles to get the ball in. What we didn't do is say, you know what, hey, King and Pinnock, let's start the play deeper. Let's try to pull them in and Hayden can play between the two center halves. And let's try to get what's his name, Frey and Bobby Reed to come a little bit deeper to pick it up and then have some link-up play. We had no link-up play in the midfield. Every ball King was 4 of 19 ball long pass, and we still kick the ball long. That means you turn the ball over 15 times out of 19 tries. How can that be okay?
Who King play for? Which coach?
The brilliant 6-job man. I know you don't play for him
Right.
anyway. He plays for St. Mary now, but I just play for 6
Right, but that's the kind of football that. See, so that's it. So is it? That's why I'm.
But that's the new coach. That's the new coach. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the new coach.
I asked the question on another show yesterday. Somebody come up and say, I think they were trying to defend this man or defend speed or whatever. I never said this man a qualifier, but I asked the question, whose philosophy is it? Because the reason why I asked the question, and the only man I ever hear say football can play without midfield is this man. So
Yeah.
I asked the question, is it a philosophy that he buy into from someone else? Is it his philosophy? Is it the JFF philosophy? And is a brand of football Jamaica is trying to play? I want an answer to that question. Why is the reason why this is the pattern of football Jamaica is playing? Where does this come from? Because the top of the football chain make mention of it. That means it must be in discussion somewhere, right? This just come out of the blues, right?
Yeah. So, but he plays football without a midfield. That's fine.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But don't that come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
For him to say it, it must have either spoken about, have some meeting about, something come up with that argument, and he buy into it. Because there's no way you could come out publicly and make a statement like that. It's not something that you buy into. So whose philosophy is that?
Yeah.
And if we change that, then we will qualify. You know what I mean? If we change that and play the ball, keep
I still don't look. You know, I'm not gonna say it's impossible. I said 5%. It could be a little bit higher. I still don't see how we beat Congo unless we get better players. I just don't.
I know, like, when we're talking about Congo before we're talking about the first game.
Well, true, but I'm just saying. So that's a fair point. But I'm just saying, when you pass once, you get by the first obstacle, you're into a brick wall.
Yeah, but you must. But and I realize that Jamaicans look at New Caledonia like they don't exist. They're looking at Congo. This is the team I wanted them to play. I said to my virgin, he said, no, you want to play Iraq. I said, no, Iraq is more organized than Congo.
Yeah, I think Congo has gotten more organized. Though. Here's the thing people don't understand, Carla. Here's the thing people don't understand. There's two things they don't understand. One is Congo have good players, right? And their best player wasn't playing in the African against Nigeria. Because Jan Wissa didn't play, right? He had an injury, come back in January, supposedly. Secondly,
right.
Congo will go to the African Cup of Nations, I believe. And if they do, then they'll have much more time as a team together, won't they? I gotta go check. I thought they were in there, right? We only have a couple of days, in March, But I mean, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to do a good job. Seriously, it's almost impossible.
Listen to the advantage that we have. The game is playing on this side of the world. It's playing in Mexico. Jamaicans don't need a visa to go to Mexico. And the Jamaicans in the United States.
Wait, Jamaica. You think? Wait. Back up, Carla. Back up. You don't know our people. You don't know. There are some people like AQ and Errol and the man who go every game, if it's the Timbuktu or not. Most people are not going to Mexico for that game.
Well, listen what I'm saying. Listen to advantage. I'm just giving them my advice.
Okay.
What I think should happen, right? These two games should be treated as Jamaica's home game.
Okay.
If we want Jamaica to qualify, we can do our part. I plan to go to one of the games, right?
Okay.
We can do our part. What is our part? Pull up the stadium. When Congo looking at stands, all them see is yellow jersey, right?
Yeah, and people say, yeah, I get me heart broke. I get broke at Jamaica. People say, what's my no fly go to Jamaica go watch the game there.
then the next advantage is they can practice longer or go to Mexico earlier to get climatized.
No, they won't have time in the window. Remember, it's not in the best official window.
You don't have to have all the team. Remember, it's not all their players playing in England or FIFA. It's not all of them are big clubs, right? The ones that are not, you take them and you go. We take them and you go, right? The ones who can't join, they just can't join.
No, but most of our players play in Europe. Think about it. CFA's play in Russia. You think the club will let him go before the appointed time? Dixon play in League 2. They're not going to go for the appointed time. They're going to leave them go when FIFA says should let them go. That's how it's going to be.
The whole 22-man squad?
Well, no, it's not the whole 22. I mean, people like Blake play in America, in the US, Anglin play in Jamaica. I'm saying a lot of players play in Europe, not necessarily in England, play in Europe, right?
Europe, right.
I mean, so Cephas, Dixon, they all play in Europe. Whisper, they all play in Europe.
I think Whisper probably can get time off early because I trust it's to be team.
And you want to practice with your entire team because you play the game in 2 days. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
No, what I'm saying is we have advantages, right? We have advantages. We have to look at it. And these games cannot be, you can't draw these games. These games got to be go down to penalty shootout if there's no more time.
Somebody said Cephas stays in Russia. He doesn't play there. Yeah, Cephas can't come.
So what happens is, what we can do is, as I said, make sure you have your people practicing the take penalties. Make sure the goalkeeper write down with watch each penalty taker and those teams and do like how we see the coach them do. Write down on their water buckle, which part them man normally kick. Make sure you have your water. You have to practice you practice every single scenario. For your goalless draw, to penalty, to winning the game, right?
Yeah.
And we have advantages. The advantage that we have, we are closer. I don't think people going to fly from Congo come to Mexico just to watch Congo play, but we are right here.
I don't think a lot of Jamaicans are going to that game. I don't think so.
I think they should.
No, they won't because they think it's a lost cause. And secondly, it's difficult, right? When you've had your heart broken, like a lot of people have had their heart broken. Some people didn't protect their heart. They went wide open and they got their heart broken. then it's a challenge. It's difficult to then get up and go through the whole painful process again.
My heart never broken because I told my brother Jamaica must score in the first 20 minutes of the game. If they don't, it's going to be a bad night. Your desperation for the win cannot start in the last 15 minutes. Your desperation for the win should start in the first.
No, actually, I don't agree with you. And here's why I don't agree with you, because we got a chance in the first 10 minutes of the game. The easiest chance of the game, frankly.
Chance. One.
No, but then we got one early second half too with Greg Lee, right? Greg Lee should have scored. Bobby Reed should have scored. Yeah,
we can't. But the desperation. What I'm saying, I am desperate for a win. When I started that game, when the game started, we should have been applying so much pressure that it made Curacao go in their shell. Curacao was able to play at ease because we were feeling them out for the first 45 minutes.
No, I think no. Here's the problem people don't seem to realize. The way we played defense left a lot to be desired. We were unorganized defensive in terms of the press. Nicholson was pressing by himself. He was pressing, then Bobby Reed come press. You have to press as a team, and you have to cut out on all the angles. And you shouldn't start your press to me if you're not that fit, because a lot of them are not fit because they're not playing no game. You can't start your press at the 18-yard line. Curacao start their press 10 yards over half line, and they press hard when they're pressing. That's what forced some of the long ball, to be honest. It wasn't all just because we want to go long. It's because there were no angles to pass the ball because the midfielders weren't moving quick enough. I was watching that game today. I'll digress. And I said to myself, wow. I mean, I was watching, I think it was Liverpool against Nottingham Forest.
Liverpool.
And I see how they were playing hard. And I'm like, Jamaica played like snail.
But look how the ball is moving. Look how the ball is moving. The ball moving.
But I'm just saying, Jamaica either not moving the ball fast or they're not moving fast. Neither is moving fast. That's part of the problem. You gotta mix up your game, right? You can't always go fast. You're not gonna be able to last. But we don't mix up our game either. We need better players. If I was the coach for the national team right now, but I couldn't be the coach because I'm not gonna have 6 jobs. But if I was the coach, I would be going out recruiting like mad. I don't want to hear this thing about continuity and the players together. If they were good enough, we would have qualified. Sorry, I'm going to get new players.
Who they going to recruit?
Them are people that can't recruit, man.
You have 3 months. They can't recruit much.
Them are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that can recruit. They can bring back Ravel, even though the coach, if him November didn't bring back Ravel, because we have nobody can play like Ravel on the team. Him can go try to recruit Tyrese Hall. Him can't recruit no player, man. He can recruit Keenan Davis. He can recruit players, man. About 6 of them. Can't recruit them, man. They're better than what we have.
But this coach, I don't know.
Well, this coach is
I don't
not
like
is not
that.
a kind of recruiter anyway, so it's not gonna happen. If he goes with this team that we have now, we're not gonna get there. The probability is gonna be lessened. It won't be 5%, it'll be like 1%.
I think we're gonna have a bunch of Cavalier players with.
No, I don't think so. I let me say some people. I'm not reaching the confidence, I don't think. I've had discussion about Rudolph about these things. Rudolph will want to win. Not about this situation. I didn't know he's gonna be coach. So people think me beat Rudolph and me hate Rudolph. I hate Rudolph. I used to talk to
I hate
Rudolph.
them, but I beat them because you can't be the director. I yourself. You can't do that.
Yeah, if I am saying.
When I hate him, but he hire himself, you can't do that. And you can't advise the coach prior to what fail, and then you take the job. No, you can't. That can't.
I'm saying, hey, Rudolph, make you a nice thumbnail, make it look good. Look at the thumbnail, Rudolph. It look good. It look good.
I mean, no, saying here all of this. No, saying here all of them.
No, sometimes I'm watching. Probably a cost me. Sometimes I watch. Just me, I watch sometime. He may pretend like he not watch. He watch sometime. Watch sometime. Me know from JFF who are watching now. Eh? Go ahead.
But it look, but you know, one thing to the people, but it look away when you are the director or advisor to the coach because you give yourself a position because you want to have an input. So you make that position, right? You make the position, the team fail. And when the team fail, you annul that position and take up the higher.
So here's what people miss. Here's what people miss. No, here's what people miss. Here's what people miss. So do you guys remember that everybody thought Rudolph went to Europe because of the King situation, right? That may be part of it. But right after Rudolph come back, he decides he want to be technical advisor. That means he never trust the coach. If he didn't trust the coach, he wouldn't do that. That's my view.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what was your advice in the coach? Listen, what were you advising the coach about?
I think Rudolph got concerned. No, he probably got concerned that, you know what, I don't like how the team I play, man. I have to get involved because we think we can't help him. And it never work out.
But the team never played no better. So what was the advice I was giving, say?
But I keep telling people, part of it is the players. Part of it is not just the coach, it's the players. Can't get wood out of stone, no. Can't get milk out of stone, no.
But it's the same players, based on the letter, the continuity, that word, so that you plan to use the same players. No.
No, continuity maybe in coaching staff, not necessarily players. He's going to change some players, trust me. He's going to change some players.
I couldn't be coaching staff because that man carry one coaching staff and the man gone home saying coaching staff all go with him.
No, what I mean, well, continuity, maybe he's the continuity.
All right, because and then the assistant coach to McLaren, you did not choose that man to be your assistant, so it couldn't be that either.
Yeah, it's sort of a mess.
So
it's sort of a mess.
Why never just offer Coley the head coach the job? Because Coley applied for the job.
No, because Rudolph always won the job. That's obvious. Rudolph said so on Sportsmax, didn't he?
Right.
Rudolph talked about hiring a local coach, and we don't raise a Rudolph talk about hiring himself.
So I need to find out from Michael Ricketts who interviewed Rudolph Steve for this job.
Interview himself. No. I can people.
Interview himself.
I can explain what the interview went. Wait. Here's an interview. I'm Rudolph Speed, the chair of the technical committee. Who are you? I'm Rudolph Speed, the owner of Cavaliers and the sporting director for Cavaliers and the coach of Cavaliers. I have credentials. So tell me about yourself and what you have accomplished. I have dominated Jamaica football. I have won 2 Caribbean Championship. I have played against CONCACAF teams.
Back-to-back Premier League.
I've won a lot of money from Lionel Messi come to Jamaica. I've done well financially and on the football field. And I have my coaching badges from Trinidad. Yeah, Trinidad you got it from? Yeah. Why not someplace else? Well, Trinidad was offering it. It was cheap and it was next door. And so I'm heading up the coaching association for Jamaica. I'm trying to get coaching and improve the football. So I believe I have the attributes required to accomplish your objective of not only getting the team to the World Cup, but be a long-term coach. And don't worry about the conflicts because in Jamaica we don't do conflicts. I don't know what that means.
No conflicts. Yeah, listen, I would like to ask Michael Ricketts what went on into that meeting because Michael Ricketts. Listen, this is the thing with Jamaica in a way. I said you have to. If I was looking up online to see where could I start the petition online, and then I think online they got petition online.
Yeah.
So we could probably sponsor and get $1 million. This is supposed to work in it.
Me get one. Maybe me get the same petition from Canada and from the UK. Me get them from Jamaica, you know.
Yeah, I was looking more. I was looking on to start it because listen, it cannot work that way. We're not saying that the Mr. Speed is not qualified based on his qualification. He coached 2 Premier League titles. He get back-to-back national Jamaica title and all that. We're not saying nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is you was director or advisor to the previous coach. That man Luke gone, and then you take that man position. You are the one who's supposed to interview coaches for the job. So who interview you? Interview yourself?
No, first of all, the president did say the president said, yeah, this question with Rudolph, and decided by Rudolph. The president, funny, you know.
And then they look away. Then you got the man are more qualified than you. You ask him to be assistant.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Remember, the Cole is more qualified for the job than Speed.
Here's my view. Here's my view on this. I think you guys are missing this about Rudolph. You know, Rudolph has been a business executive, right? And there's a level of arrogance we come with accomplishing in the business world, right? And he probably believes that from an intellectual standpoint, and I've seen this with people, right? He's above this in a sense. Seriously, he's above this. So it's not rocket science. He can do this, and you may think somebody else is better than him who may have gone and gotten badges, but he understands how to get badges. He understands that process. Probably didn't take him long to get from where he is to A. And he believes, you know what? This is simple compared to what I've done in my business life. I can do this with my eyes closed. And I believe I have the skill set. And I've watched Hallgrimson. I've watched McLaren. I think I'm better than them. So I'm going to do this. That's my view of Rudolph. There's a level of confidence, border on arrogance, which allow him to think that this is easier. Maybe it may be as easy as he thinks, but he thinks it's easy.
And I don't know. And maybe you can get it done enough. Maybe we'll get the team over the line.
Why the line long enough? The line block. You know them long line, short line. Forget over.
I think the only way you can get this thing over the line, all of us will have to go down to Mexico for be the 12 man. I help him.
No, but Carla, no man, Carla, back up, Carla, man. We were in Jamaica with more than 12 man, about 13 man. Stadium full to the brim where people sit down on fence, pan, tap, on the aisle everywhere. You can't find a place to walk.
I'm gonna tell you why too. No, I'm gonna tell you why too. You know that. You know why that happened? The year before, the stadium there full enough. So I walk on this.
But of course, but the Wagonists them come and the Wagonists them full of the stadium and the Wagonists them coffee if Dixon and Whisper. I didn't know them know Whisper and Whisper name some of them. Kind of Wagonists.
The first game out of all the home games that we played, right? That was the only game the stadium filled because people saw we were going to win soup and go World Cup and people want to be part of the history. But in all fairness, some of them forget that same heartbreak there because
but you know what's funny about that? I actually didn't blame the players after that game. I thought the players gave their best. It wasn't good enough. I thought they played their hearts out and they were disappointed. They tried. They were not the way we play football is like 1970s. The effort was. I mean, come on, man. Them hit how much time they hit the upright at the bar? That's effort.
But
first of all,
it's off target.
No. But first, no. I understand that, but that's stupid. That's actually a stupid thing. Actually, that's a stupid thing. But anyway, I understand what they're trying to do, but it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense to me. But let me just say this: if you hit the upright and the bar in total 4 times, and you created nothing from open play, nothing, meaning you didn't break down the team through the middle. You maybe have the cross that came up from open play to Nicholson, but I'm saying you didn't break down the team through the middle. Most of what you have maybe come from some long throw or some long kick you take. Nothing was you made a pass from defense to midfield to wing to inside and try to score. Nothing. I mean, we didn't do that in the Trinidad game. We created nothing against people don't realize it now. I don't think we created any good chance against Trinidad in 2 games, you know. We created more chance against Curacao than Trinidad. And Curacao going to the World Cup.
Right. But remember I said that, like in the game against Trinidad. I don't see why people are saying that we should have won that game.
I don't understand either. Me neither.
Trinidad have 60-something possession on the football. If a team had so much possession on the football, that means that team was more likely to win that game.
Yeah, not only that, they created the better chances. They got the better chances.
Right.
We created nothing in that game. Nothing.
Nothing. Right. So I don't see how people are saying that. But anyway, it was bad for the coach to come out and say, you know, he's okay with a draw. That was bad. You know what I mean?
I think look, the coach was trying so hard. He was trying too hard to appease.
Then the man said, him don't want to play because but everything him say, I don't know if that's speed, tell him to say that, whatever, that was just crazy. Right? For you to say you want to keep players because you don't want them and yellow card and all that. You win the game there and then deal with the rest. You have 22 man, you have a 22-man team. So if somebody get card, you just replace that person at home. But anyway,
yeah, man.
I think they're going to qualify if them change the philosophy.
Wait, let me write this down. Wait, name again? I'm writing it down now. Call back after March.
Yeah, man, we call back, man. Let me tell you. Listen what I said. If they change the philosophy, they will qualify. I see a lot of posts. I'm on my phone right now looking at posts, and I see people posting if Jamaica beat DR Congo, and they must stop that. They must always focus on what's in front of them. The first game is New Caledonia.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I don't say people must stop focus on Congo and you can't play Congo if you don't beat New Caledonia. So I don't see why are we just bypassing them as if.
But you have to think about Congo though, because there's a short turnaround on us. You have to think about Congo. So coach, tell the coach, don't play your worst team against New Caledonia to save them for Congo.
Right.
Play your best team in both games. Don't save it up. Play your best team in both games.
Right. So I know somebody is calling, but we will qualify. I think we should go down to Mexico. I'm not telling them Jamaican. We could go down to Mexico, play the advantages, and in a full favor. Mexico in a full favor.
I would say one thing about my Jamaican brethren. We're the most confident people on God earth. Seriously, we're confident, boy. Even when we are, most time we watch big game. If you ever see how losing, the man say, you know, Jamaican, you don't want them win because you go with practicality.
You can't go in a game like Steve McLaren. Steve McLaren right team resignation 2 weeks ago.
No, it's a chat GPT. AI write that.
No, look like a pen right it.
It was a pen. It was like a pen. Yeah.
Right. So it's a pen right it. He did not write that at the game. That was written.
Yeah, it was written before the game. Yeah.
That was written 2 weeks ago in Ambag. Because that was written with a pen to my eyesight.
No, I think it probably was it written a pen or was it typed out and him just printing and carrying him?
Whatever it is, we can't go into the game saying they're going to.
No, he came to say, look, if me lose, me got me yard. If it me da me yard anyway. He's like, I can't spend I cannot spend another day in Jamaica. I have to get out of here.
You can't go by the street and
No, he decided if he lost, he's gone. So yeah. All right, Carl.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You can't enter the game with that mindset. You have to enter the no Caledonia game as we're going to win this game and we are moving on to Congo and we're going to beat Congo. And I think we need to go in a game like that.
All right. Yeah, man. Bless. Yeah, man. Bless. Thanks to the car. That's a good call, sir. Thanks to the car.
Yeah, man.
All right. People, we are close to the streams. Hey, Rudolph, don't hit me, Rudolph, but me have to beat you, Rudolph. You deserve beating. You have too much power. Only Trump have them kind of power in a Rudolph. You know, you get them power in them. Why? The confidence is at another level. The arrogance is at another level. I hope that confidence. It's an interesting time to take an interim role now. If you think about it, people, it's an interesting time to take the role now because you think about it. You're gonna play in a playoff system where Congo is a very good team. Nobody's unbeatable, right? And most Nigerian thought they would have gotten to the World Cup easy, then gonna get by Congo and then get by whoever is in this region because them not good enough and see what happens. So the ball is round. Langston Blake is calling me at 12:30, past that 5 minutes. Because me closing the program, you call at the last minute. Go on, Pastor. 5 minutes. I got my bed. I'm tired. 5 minutes.
Good morning.
By the way, people, I'm doing a stream tomorrow for the Arsenal versus Tottenham game. So come join me. It's at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead. Good morning.
I am literally looking at this picture that you have up, and I am wondering the not this last caller, but the caller, I think it's Unseen and the caller before Unseen, those two. In what world does what they say makes any sense in terms of defending a position with this picture out there for the world to see? There are some things and some actions and persons that become indefensible. And no matter how politically maligned and twisted you are, you should be responsible enough for your own image to realize that to cross certain lines is not something that you should do. If Marjorie Taylor Greene can come to her senses and resign, I want Unseen and the caller before Unseen to hear me say this. There comes a time when stupidity is going too far. And you don't want nobody to call you dunce. You don't want nobody to call you stupid. In fact, the Bible says you shouldn't call the brother a fool or stupid. But when you continuously, progressively exhibit such behavior, what else are you? I hear people talking about, I hear Unseen say he would have started Dixon. In a game, Dixon made 13 passes to the opposition. And I hear people say he had a good game. And you're going to start Dixon. Dixon should not even be in a 35-man squad after that performance. And with the players available, none of these hyped up players are in the team on merit. At the same time, you're saying if it's Gray we're depending on to go to the World Cup, you're talking about Dixon and Whisper and Cephas. And then you're going to say if it's Gray we're depending on to take us to the World Cup. You are like a jackass that is talking to Balaam.
Come on, Pastor, man. No name calling.
No. I'm saying that the donkey that spoke to Balaam is making more sense.
I don't even know who Balaam is, but anyway, go ahead.
Cranky.
I don't know who Balaam is.
Look at the picture
I know,
that you have put up.
I know.
And when people come out and defend it, this has nothing to do with Mr. Speed as a person. I don't like Mr. Speed. We are saying that on no sphere, no stratosphere, you can defend this. And the other day when I called your program, after typing in on your page, I wanted you to come to the realization that I was saying this from McLaren's first interview when you and Jason said, Pastor, give the coach time, give the coach this. And you kind of upended what I was saying. This is what I was talking about because the president said it in the first interview with McLaren. McLaren was never brought to Jamaica as his primary objective to take Jamaica to the World Cup. He was brought here to fulfill the JFF policies, which is the same thing as the president of the JPL said. They want an entire local cohort to represent Jamaica. So McLaren came as a blocker to the young players from the diaspora, and that is why he told the lie about Hutchinson and Bailey Kadamatieri, which I don't hear nobody in media pick up on that since Bailey Kadamatieri came to the Jamaica team, because the lie that McLaren told that he spoke to both him and Hutchinson and their mindset and view is not at this time with the Jamaican pro. That was a blatant, and nobody pick up on that, And when I said these things initially, you and Jason challenged me on it and said, give the coach time. This is the world
but
we're
they
reaping
challenge on what?
having
On the
sown.
concept of him saying about the young players?
No, on the concept that he was going to be in charge of the program, when the president said in that very interview that after this is done, they are going to meet with McLaren to select the team. They are literally, the president spoke, those were his exact words. So all this idea that McLaren was talking about doing whatever, the president exact words is, when the press conference was done, they were going to
Yeah, but normally if a coach just come in from the street and he have no idea who the players are, we'll be in the past now. When players are
Cranky. Don't say that.
No, because
you didn't take
listen,
your job in corporate.
But listen,
I've heard you said that before.
Pastor, listen now. Meron Gordon was selecting the initial team. So that was the JFF, represent the JFF. The coach didn't know the players them.
This coach has never displayed anything for me to suggest that he has ever known any player in none of the teams selected. Because you, when you went for your job in corporate, knew about the operational structure of the company you were applying for. You knew about the products that they offered and what would be your job requirement. You knew all of that applying for the job. This coach came on the backdrop of Hal Grimson, who Mr. Speed said would not be allowed to come to Jamaica and not leave their blueprint. The coach testified that Al Grimson gave him information. Yet when he come here, he don't know nobody.
The coach was a lazy hire, and he's a lazy coach.
The coach was hired for a job that he did, and that is why they didn't fire him, because they couldn't fire him because he was doing the job they hired him for. He has completed his job. Jamaica is not qualified for the World Cup, so he resigns and goes because his job is done. Now you get Mr. Speed to be the coach. So the full mandate is given to Mr. Speed to select the failures that they have tried to wash through the Jamaica national team and say, okay, it was a hard confed qualification. So if we didn't qualify, it don't mean that we did bad. And the program goes to zero. That is the JFF mandate from the first interview. I have been pointing it out. They never ever wanted. How do you something else? Let me say this before the minutes where you give me done. Something else I want to point out. Every media house talk about Kaheem Dixon being teammate of Campbell. Kaheem Dixon is not Campbell's teammate.
Well, they were teammates when the season started last year. Last year, they were teammates last year. Yeah.
Cranky. They were not teammates.
No, they were teammates last year because he was on the bench. No, he was at the bench. I said last year they were teammates last year. They were. He was in some of the squad that Campbell played in. No, they were teammates last year.
He was not in no squad that Campbell played in. Campbell was out on injury, and Dixon was called up for those squads. They were not teammates.
So they're teammates. It doesn't mean if you're in the same squad, you're teammates. They just haven't played together yet.
When Campbell played for Charlton, Dixon was not in the squad. Okay. You know who is Campbell's teammate that they don't mention? Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson's Campbell's teammate, yes.
Anderson has always been Campbell's teammate. Charlton trusted Anderson to secure their place to the championship. Yet Jamaica, on every match card, showcase Dixon over Campbell and Anderson. Make that make sense? So you're telling me that all the coaches who are being paid to keep their clubs afloat and advancing are dumber, less insightful than the Jamaican system. The only place in the world that this rubbish happens is Jamaica. And that is why we are where we are. I have said on numerous occasions, everybody talk about Jamaica don't have a midfield. Jamaica's biggest midfield problem is that you play Cephas at one end pulling the midfield forward, and you play King at the other end pulling the midfield backward. You will never have cohesion between the three because you have those two players at the same time on the field. King, who is the worst defender ever to play for Jamaica, and Cephas, who is a one-track minded player. He only knows what he thinks he can do. He doesn't read the game. He is unable to operate under pressure, especially when they double team him or zone him out. Every time I see Hayden make a back pass in the games that he has played with King as one of the center backs, you literally see Hayden making the pass before he look, because he's playing for the center back to be there, and King is never there. So the pass end up being a bad pass. The last game we played, I heard the commentator making hullabaloo over King. One good play. One good play. No comment was made about the 9 plays that King made that Curacao failed to punish Jamaica. No mention was made of it. The 6th minute, the 9th minute, the 22nd minute, the 54th minute, the 90th minute, the 96th minute, the 99th minute, and Curacao not punish us. But the one good play he made on the 24th minute is what was highlighted. The same way Dixon made 13 passes to the opposition, and we talk about his impact on the game. And these are the rubbish. Mr. Whisper come on and people talk about Whisper impact the game. Whisper had 3 passes and kick a shot at the goal. And everybody are real up. That rubbish only happens in Jamaica.
I thought Whisper came and was a threat. He only got 10 minutes, you know.
Cranky.
I think he got 20 minutes.
I'm not talking about the minutes he spent on the field. I'm not talking about the runs he made. Jamaica needed to win. You have 3 passes. You're 30 yards out.
Wait. But he had 3 passes. Cephas made 5 passes during the game. No, Cephas made 3 passes. What are we talking about? Cephas made 3 passes and he complete 1 or 2.
Cranky. I am not comparing Whisper to Cephas. I am saying, in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about a player's impact on a game, you talk about decisions that help your team. You need to win a game. You're 30 yards away from the goal. You have 3 passes with players in advanced positions, and you take the shot. That is not a good play. If you talk about Cephas in the game, don't say it in a way that you blame Cephas. Cephas didn't put himself on the field. And that is why I keep saying that the YouTubers who continue to literally talk up the JFF selling points and narratives are as responsible for Jamaica's failure as the JFF and Speed and the coach, over and above what the players failed to achieve, because really they're not competent to do it. Cephas, even if he was in the 23 for this window, should never have started any of the games.
No, I wouldn't say that. Cephas should have started. He was the most impactful player.
Cranky. Here is why I differ from what you're saying that he should start. Cephas is a one-track minded player. Any good team can zone Cephas. The only team Cephas was able to cut in and come in against is Bermuda. And you are the one that pointed out the incompetence of the Bermudan right back, who don't know how to push a player to the line so Cephas can always turn him and come inside. No team that has any system Cephas cannot do that with. None at all. So your best bet is never to start Cephas, but to have Cephas come on when players are winded or they have run some miles on their legs, and yes, he will get away once or twice from them. Nobody don't need to run down Cephas, they just need to zone him and push him away. Cephas don't even have proper control of the football, so when you get the ball, you can always pick him pocket. And these are the things that are fundamentally wrong with Cephas. So you can't blame Cephas when he doesn't do as well as you expect him to do. He's not competent enough to do it. But the coach and JFF keep selecting him and making a big star out the same way they do with Dixon and Whisper. And of all the bad players in the Jamaica team, King is the worst. Because
I'm not gonna say he's the worst, but
he is the worst. I watched Blake and Lembakisa talking to King, positioning King. Because if you notice, Pinnock stopped talking to King,
Because King was berating him. Why would I tell somebody to berate me? Berate him, I cuss him for no reason.
Because it is not for no reason.
I'm saying King was cursing Pinnock, not the other way around.
Yeah, but this is why King is cursing Pinnock, because King want Pinnock to do something that he don't want to do. Andre Blake is talking to King, and King not listening to Blake. Lembakisa, say all the games where King play, and people are saying Lembakisa do this. Uno feel to realize that because King is not in the position, it look like a Lembakisa I do something bad because Lembakisa have to run back to cover the space.
King is rude though. People may not like me saying it. He's just rude. Like no, that like just plain rude. I mean,
he's
not rude.
I'm
not being. No, he's rude because you can't be showing up the teammates on the field. I'm not saying he's dunce. I don't think he's dunce. I just think his behavior is reprehensible. People, you guys may not like this, but I'm telling you, go watch him play. Even in Scotland, people St. Mirren, I watched him play a game. Somebody brought it to my attention. He tried to kick a ball. The guy tried to block it. And the man want to fight, which is normal in football. He want to fight. He might carry and he watch him and say, what bush you just come out of? That's nonsense.
Hello.
Most players are going to roll on the ground to get a free kick. He might try to fight. Bad.
When I tell people that King literally has no sense at all. The same thing he does in the national team, he does at his club. Jesus said him see improvement in a King. I don't understand their argument of negative growth.
All right, Pastor, you have 2 more minutes, Pastor. 2 more. I put on the ring.
Yeah.
2 more. And you get sick. You get sick. You got your bed.
I don't understand their argument of negative growth. But King, the higher you put him on the international stage, the more his deplorable condition is exposed. And that is what King is. He's a deplorable individual and the very worst defender I have ever seen in the national colors. And this was brought out because of the hype when them hype up King. So I had to literally go take the microscope and look on him. I watch King games for his club. I watch King game for the national team. And the very same things in both teams is what King does every single game. King made 9 bad plays in the last game. He was out of position 7 times, different from the 9 bad plays that he made. And despite Blake talking to him, Lembakisa talking to him, one time I saw Greg Lay speak to him. It's nothing. But King is the savior. And you have people like Unseen come on programs and talk about Gray. If Gray didn't play the way he played, Jamaica would have been mauled by Curacao in the last game. Because I believe the best defensive game I've seen Gray play was against Curacao the last game.
You're probably right on that. I thought Gray put in a shift, and people are cussing him, saying not good and this and that. I thought he put in a shift. The reason why I'm putting up these stats, people, I want to show you the stats for the subs who came on versus CFAS. I don't think people realize how bad the CFAS played in that game, you know. Yes, he got double team, some aspect of the game. But you see these stats here, people, is bad. He made, I think SofaScore is wrong on this, though. It has him making 5 passes, right? And they say it was 2 of 5. I think they're off by about 1. But look at it. I mean, how many passes were made, accurate passes were made by, if you look at the other players, sorry, Pastor, 1 second. You see that? Dixon and even Whisper, okay, for 10 minutes. CFAS played 90 minutes. And I had 5 pass attempt and complete 2. Whisper played 10 minutes, had like 9 pass attempt, that completed 6. You can't make this up. I'm sorry. Whisper was 4 of 5 passes. He was 2 of 3. And Dixon was 8 of 11. So Dixon had more than say Pastor, but I'm just saying Whisper played 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No, 80, he come in what, 88 minutes, somewhere around there? And look for film stats compared to CFAS. CFAS was unbelievably bad, like beyond bad. I test stats. Him. I mean, no, but it's bad. Like, look at this.
It can't get no worse. And you ask yourself, there's a coach, there's an assistant.
Let's take a picture of this.
Technical advisor. There's a technical advisor. There's a coach, an assistant coach, a technical advisor. There's a game manager. There's all kind of things there, and nobody sees that he is not doing anything. But this is not just this game, Cranky. And this
they couldn't take him off, though. The stadium would go crazy. See, that's another thing, too. The crowd affects what you do. They couldn't take him off. They couldn't take him off.
Cranky.
They could not take him off. They could not take him off. I'm telling you how it was in the stadium.
They came to see Jamaica win.
And they believe they get that chance to see if they think CFAS does it.
Oh. So the entire Jamaica football fan base is tunneled by the JFF speed narrative that we have the local cohort, despite speed publicly saying.
I don't think speed is the one. I don't think speed is not. That's not speed. I'm going to defend speed on this, which is, I don't think speed is pushing the local when it comes to the national team and trying to win games.
Cranky?
No, I don't think so. He may push his own players. He may push his own players, but he ain't pushing. Yeah, but I'm saying he may push his own players, but he ain't pushing it in general. He may push his own players because there's a benefit to it.
You can say it that way, but I say the way I say it because I know he is directly responsible for King in the team. And King is the least deserving of all the undeserving players being in the team.
How do you play an entire 90 minutes and about 5+ extra time and you make...
No, not 5+ extra time. The game went up to 101 minutes.
I don't know what it went up to, but you made 3 passes? Let's say you make 4. Let's say SofaScore, right? You make an entire game and you had 25 touches?
1 minute the game went.
And you had 25 touches? Jesus, that's hard to do.
Every minute of it.
Even if you were trying to, it's hard to do. Even if you're trying to, it's hard. Anyway, Pastor, 10 more seconds.
No, I don't need any more seconds.
All right, thank you. Have a good night. All right, sir. Have a good night.
Yes, sir.
All right, bless up.
Yes, sir.
I know people think I beat CFAS, but I'm still trying to understand people, how we get there. I'm still trying to understand people. No, he's not defending CFAS 4-3 to the contrary. He's not defending CFAS. I don't people. Dixon made 11. Dixon stats are better than passes. I was saying better than I thought actually. He made 8 of 11 passes. He was 5 of 7 in opposition half, 3 of 4 in his half. And he had 70-something%. So no, he wasn't giving the ball away that much. He only touched the ball, what? Was he touching 15 times? Or is it more? 19 times. Yeah, and it was not bad. No, Dixon was not bad. He was worse than I thought. I didn't see him in the game, but he had 19 touches and he was 8 of 11. Look at Cephas' number. Dixon came in for 43 minutes. Cephas played a whole goddamn 90 plus minutes and made 3 passes. That's hard to do. And then the stats are wrong because it says 0 of 2 and 1 of 2. So that means 1 of 3 he made. We sure he made 3 he made 2 accurate passes? Jesus, you can't. This stats. Wait. Let me follow the stats, people. I'm making a copy of these stats. He was 0 of 6 successful dribbles. Did he beat this man once? I know he got double teamed throughout the game, but he lost position 14 times and he touched it 25 times. Wow. He was 4 of 16 on ground duels. I know I've been over the stats before, but the more I look at them, the more awful they become. But anyway, let me stop beat Cephas. Dixon wasn't as bad as I thought he was. And I thought Whisper was okay. I thought Whisper was good, actually. He only made 5 passes. I don't think he was good. And he almost got a penalty. But it's hard to be that bad. And I hear all these people talking about how he's, I shouldn't mention them people. They're not nonsense. Nobody talk about these stats, people. None. I forgot. Stats don't matter. Because stats is not about goals and assists. Stats is just about fake stuff. No, he had the lowest score of all the players. He had 5.9, I think they said. Then they got generous. I know he got 5.9 when he made 3 passes the entire game. Last caller for the morning. Good morning.
Hey, Cranky.
By the way, join me tomorrow. Right? May I do the Arsenal game? Watch good football. Your team I play tomorrow, don't you?
No, Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay. All right, go ahead.
More AQ are listening because from what day, my AQ are beef behind. My AQ are beef. You know what I say? Because
Beat me?
No, me and AQ are beef.
Oh, beef. Okay.
Because I don't know where this man get the idea that Cephas is any good. Cranky. You see like how Pastor said King is one of the worst defenders he has ever seen. Cephas to me is one of the worst attacking players I've ever seen. And even tell AQ, Adama Traore and Ronaldo Cephas don't make one good player, Cranky. When you look at Cephas, him can't pass, him can't cross, him not have good IQ, him can't read the game well, right? Him don't know when to go outside from inside. There's just the speed alone. And speed don't play football. I always hear people say, especially in the recent when they're like, oh, the Jamaica play style is speed and blah, blah, blah. Like, Cranky, I can name multiple countries where they play them fast. But guess what? They have IQ. Campbell, him fast, but him also have IQ. And he's good in multiple things as well. Started the season watching against Leicester City. Wasn't the best performance in terms of final ball, but in terms of overall game, when Adam when bring the game, when him get the ball, dribbling, decision making, etc. Except from the final third. It was absolutely good. You know what I mean?
He played against Leicester? I thought he played against something today.
No, I say at the start of the season.
Okay.
So when we look on it, people curse Demarai Gray, but them not see how Demarai Gray retain the ball. The coach talk about ball retention, right? Demarai Gray against Cross so hard they lost the ball. His passes were good as well.
I thought he was putting up more effort than anybody else on the field for Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm shocked about how people talk about Demarai Gray. No, seriously. I am shocked that people said nothing about Cephas. The level of prejudice, the level of xenophobia is off the chart. I watched that game and think Cephas wasn't on the field. Cephas was beyond awful.
Look on Demarai Gray stats in terms of what he did with possession of the football, right? Remember saying, him give Boza one good chance, so Boza missing up. You get me? I say, and he did have 1-2. It wasn't a chance, but it's like him get it and him try to slip it in behind but let me keep read it.
Yes. Down the line on the right side. Yes.
Exactly. So you see, for me, if I was the coach, I would have take off Cephas. Put them Demarai Gray either. You keep him couldn't take off Cephas. Come on, him couldn't take off Cephas, man. The crowd go wild. That's the thing, Cranky. There's a virus in Jamaica.
There's a virus.
Jamaican football where it's like the crowd that say, we want whisper. I would like to no one believes that the coach.
No, he did. He did put on Wishbone Dixon because of that. He did. I was told that. The pressure got in.
We can't operate the football, so we can't run the football, so because if a man I go make FIFA stand because the Jamaican people love him, then we're not gonna reach now as a country then. How can you have Tyrese Campbell when you play no minutes against Curacao? The man is promoted to the championship, cranky. The man was an integral part in the success of Charlton to the championship. Like we can't do the football so cranky. Why kill oneself? Why beat oneself? I get me, I say. You have to utilize quality individuals, you know?
Yeah, no. I'm putting up FIFA stats versus Gray.
Cranky is night and day. And it's not even night and day, like.
Wait. So CFAS, so Gray had 8 of 14 passes. Not the greatest, 57%. 7 of 10. He passed the ball better in his opposition half than his own half, which I found interesting. He was 70% in his opposition half and 1 of 4 in his own half. And CFAS was 0 of 2 in the opposition half. And 1 of 1 is in half. I think they're off by 1.
Cranky, you see them 30,000 people that go in that stadium, minus maybe like the 50 sensible people. Them just want to see a man just beat a man and that's it. You get me, I say?
Yeah, because think about this presser. So I thought Gray was working really hard against him position. Gray had almost the same amount of touches as CFAS, you know, and didn't play much less, you know.
No, that might tell you.
Gray lost position 8 times. But no, Gray touched the ball 24 times, lost position 8. CFAS touched 25 times, lost position 14. These numbers don't line up, people. Gray was 4 of 6 on ground duels, and win most on ground duels. CFAS was 4 of 16. And then the all right,
Frankie, that's what I say. Sometimes you're not even have to use the stats. You just use the stats to strengthen your argument. But when you watch the game and actually look at the players, like you see who played better than the next individual. I get me, I say, like, you can't just expect to go get the football all the time and just beat a fullback. And the fullback for Curacao played absolutely brilliant against CFAS. You see me?
But he had some help, right? They were double teaming.
Yeah, you know what I feel, but
they're double teaming.
Them where I agree have the ball and play on the left hand side. His first thought is not always to just dribble and beat the defender. Sometimes you need to keep position on the football, allow your teammates to get into space, right?
Yeah.
You progress up the pitch. Either you stay on the touchline, or you drive up, you try to drive go inside, you wait for your fullback to overlap. Them type of thing there, you know. Sometimes you have to know when to slow down the game to cranky. Everything you can just boom, 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 boom. Look on soccer sometime. Get the ball, stand up in defender. You see me? Slow down the game. Not it back. Get in behind. Wait for the pass. You see me? I say them type of thing there. Whenever see if I take the ball and do something like that.
But you see, but their primary job is to retain possession, right? They're saying if I don't lose the ball, you can't score or you can't get at me. So that's part of it why people complain about Arteta sometimes, which is we play safe. But the concept of today's football is the opposition can only score if they have it. If I have it, they can't score. So retain it, recycle it, look for the opportunity, and then exploit it.
But before me left, I have a question. You know, you're a man who work in a big corporation, right? You can take a leave of absence from a position and still work in our next position while taking a leave of absence in the same company.
No, that's not how that works. When you take a leave of absence, you can go like on military service, for example. You can go out and sick or you go for family purposes, right? But no, you can't leave of absence in the next company. You take an interim position. You go work in the next company someplace. Leave of absence means you're going to leave the company, you know. You can leave the company and go someplace else to work.
So basically what
the most time you're going to leave the company and stay in the company.
So basically what the JFF is doing is buffoonery then.
What JFF say? He's taking a leave of absence?
Them same take a leave of absence from him position them, right? To assume the interim role. But not the same organization.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you want to phrase it, right? So I guess you could do that. They're doing it, so I mean you can do it. I wouldn't call it a leave of absence. I mean, he's been reassigned. He's been reassigned on a temporary basis. So yeah, you could either be a leave of absence in a sense, in the traditional sense, but he's been reassigned on a temporary basis. People do that all the time in corporations. People do that all the time.
You see his number down.
Yeah?
You see his number, right?
I don't have it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
on my part, by the way.
But
But I can get it if I want. But I do that sometimes though. I hate being a hypocrite. I hate being a hypocrite. So.
All right. Okay, I couldn't follow it. I just said it.
No, we haven't fallen out. No. Me not up on speed. Rudolph hasn't. We haven't fallen out. We haven't fallen. Well,
So
we may have fallen out, and I don't know. We may have. No, if you come talk to me, probably don't mean about me. I'm not talk to you. You don't miss you. So, me not surprised if Rudolph has not called me or said anything negative to me since this all started. He hasn't. This is all on me. Rudolph hasn't said one darn thing. It's all on Cranky. So I mean, like I said, Rudolph said nothing negative, nothing positive, nothing. We haven't spoken since since Jamaica lost. Drew with Curacao to me them lose. We haven't spoken. So this is not on Rudolph. Rudolph didn't come and criticize me, and me criticize Rudolph. So
yeah. But let me tell you this, Cranky. You see, with the YouTuber thing, the local YouTuber them.
Yeah.
I feel like you see, because Mr. Speed did go sue Knockins one time or whatever the case is, or take him go court. I feel like the local man them kind of afraid in a sense. You get me? I say. So it's not saying.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not saying anything defamatory about him.
Me know, but still at the end of the day, it's like when you see that come to one of your fellow colleagues where probably never did nothing for warrant that. You never want to say, yo, one man look too black because you just never know. And I don't feel say a one-on-one have certain resources if something like that happen. You know them way there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody have a different opinion. We might not agree with it, but rather them just keep it the way them keep it. And you get me? I mean, you can criticize somebody without running into something like that, but I mean, it's just what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, look, no. Yeah. Here's my view, which is I do think that the YouTubers may be concerned. The Jamaica defamatory laws are draconian, right? You could, like you see what happened in that situation where somebody could come on your channel and say something defamatory, and in Jamaica you get penalized. I heard somebody was trying to correct somebody the other day on a station in Jamaica, and I understand what they were doing. They say you can't say certain things because they don't want to get sued, or they don't want the station to get sued. So Jamaica's defamatory law, to me, is meant to protect the politicians. So you can't say anything bad about them.
Yeah, So
that's all that is.
You even want a local YouTuber go say, "Oh, yeah, man, is a conflict of interest." This you just never know, So, me see it happen to somebody, and me just rather them just, walk a straight line rather than go.
So did the JFF say Rudolph took a leave of absence from the role?
Yeah, it's in an article.
Oh, I didn't know that. So he's no longer the technical. So who's in the role on an interim basis? So he's vacated the role. And that role was basically non-functional anyway.
How much more minute we have?
1.
I'm not gonna find the article that quick. But them said, Mr. Ricky said him take a leave of absence.
As the chair of the technical committee?
Yeah, and I think he did list another position as well. How much position him have before that interim?
He's chair of the technical committee. He's on the board of directors.
Yeah, the board and the committee.
So he's only the coach now.
Yeah, the interim coach.
That's interesting. So when they have board decisions, he doesn't vote?
I guess not.
Really? So they're short one person then. And then if he's not head chair of the technical committee, so who fires the coach if he doesn't do a good job? So who suppose?
All right, listen to this now. We're finding it, right? It's Ricketts didn't address the Cavalier ties, but revealed he will relinquish his other roles temporarily. Speed will be, of course, on leave of absence until after the 21st of March. If then he has to apply for an extension, or he would be in a position to resign from these positions. But as it is now, he will be on special leave to take up those.
Is he taking a leave from Cavaliers too?
I doubt it.
So he's the national coach and he's the coach of Cavaliers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I still believe those are form of a substance.
That's conflicted, right?
Yeah. The national coach and the club thing and A big
But then
thing.
again, he
Wait,
isn't
no.
as a coach of-
It's even worse because he's the owner of Cavaliers.
But he's not listed as a coach. He's listed as technical or something like that.
He's the sporting head of the sporting director. He's the manager, if you want to call him manager / coach. There's another technical name he has for it. And then he's the owner of Cavaliers.
Okay.
So you're the owner, you're the coach, and you're coaching national team for the football club. And as an owner, if a player play for the national team, I don't even know how you get around that.
All right, sir.
All right, so have a good night. Have a good morning.
Yeah.
By the way, tomorrow you can come watch the Sunday game with me. The Arsenal versus Tottenham. I'm going to carry the game tomorrow. All right, cool. Bless up. Have a good night. Have a good morning. All right, everyone. First of all, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. Many of you are up when it was this season like me, stop go party. I thought you'd be going out partying tonight. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. But thanks for being here. It was an impromptu show. I was getting perturbed about all the communication. And somebody asked about yesterday. Yeah, I had a family emergency yesterday. It wasn't a good situation, but it's an ongoing situation. But hopefully it resolved itself. Well, may never resolve itself, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's been an interesting period of time. I don't think we're going to be talking about this much more. These things died on the people. It's like the Epstein thing. Those of you who follow the Epstein file. Things happen. They're in the news for a while. And then we go back to normal. Because there's no football playing until March. Before March, it'll build up. So we'll go back to that. I'll be curious to know what this coach will be doing between now and March. I'm sure he's going to be busy. The problem, I think, with the coach is this, is that I don't think he's had the exposure as one would have liked to the team as many think he does. Because when I used to travel with the team, when I've been to the team before, I've never seen Rudolph around. Rudolph never really fly, If you go a game, probably do it this team around, but it's not his build like a long-term relationship like the Gensec may have done. Because when I used to go and see them travel, Dennis Chung used to travel, the president travels, the interim Gensec who's there now travel. I didn't think Rudolph traveled, but I guess he's doing it now. So, but maybe he'll advise himself brilliantly so he can get over the line and we can all go to the World Cup to watch Jamaica play. But anyway, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful morning. It's a little bit later than I thought I was going to be in. And I'll see you when I see you. No other music. Peace out. Bye for now. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life, tell them. Frankie Life, heed them. Frankie Life, want them. Cranky Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life, feel them. Cranky Life, heed them. Cranky Life, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life, give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky life will be around. Cranky life is the best in town. Miss if he eat them, miss if he want them. Miss if he eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Cranky. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Eat, want, eat them.